Hello and welcome back to This Show is the Mimic. I am Burrty the Bardo Dungeon Master, and with me, as always, we'll go in Discord order because I forgot to brief everyone on the order that we're going in. Aaron!
Wait, what are we playing, Burrty?
We're playing Once Upon a Table!
There we go, there we go.
Once Upon a Table! I am Burrty the Bardo Dungeon Master, and with me as always is...
Hi, I'm Aaron, also known as Obsidian Olive. I use he, him pronouns, and I play Taiyari, the mountain ranger guy. I was not prepared for that for some reason. Hex, you're up.
Hi, my name is Hex. I am a he, him pronoun person. I play Peter, and he's a person who is lovely, and he's a paladin, princey boy.
Yee, Immy.
Hi, I'm Immy. You can find me at Immy Claire on all social medias. I use she, they pronouns, and in this game I play Constance Locke, who is a fairy godmother in training / College of Swords bard.
I think that's the first time we dropped what class and subclass one of us is playing.
You did use the flourishes last episode, so it makes sense.
I mean, we're not keeping it secret, it's just we never stated it outright.
Well, now we have Kenna.
What is up, everybody? It is Kenna. It is Miss Sirsha on TikTok and all relevant social medias. And today I will be playing Bina, the light cleric matchstick girl.
Oh. And lastly, but far from leastly...
Hello, I'm the Eldritch Nightmare known as Val. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me on TikTok, the Twitter, and the Insta of Graham at the Nerdy Niffler. And I'm playing the Awakened Fox Theodore, who is just a little bean. Like Bina.
And I am Burrty the Bard, your dungeon master, he, him pronouns. So, before we get started, we have our pre-stream thingamajigs to do. Immy, do you want to go first on that one?
Of course I can. So, if you like our content and like what we do, you can support us in a variety of different ways. Mostly our merch, as being modeled by Burrty very beautifully. You can buy notebooks, mugs, stickers, and more over on our Redbubble. We have a running promise as well that if someone buys a shower curtain and shows us it in their shower put up, they can guest star on an episode. We do. Someone apparently has bought a shower curtain, so if this is you, please contact me on Twitter.
Gotta send it through.
You gotta send me a photo though of it in your shower. So,
But not you.
should do
You
that.
can't be in the photo.
We have.
Please don't be in your shower when you take the photo.
We now. I'm still in this from Aaron, but we have a community Discord now. So if you join that community Discord, then you can send the picture on there, and we'll see it.
Yeah, there's a link in the chat now to go join the community Discord.
Beautiful. Aaron, what else?
Oh, what? We also listen to a bunch of dope music here on the stream, including currently we're listening to Alden by one of our two sponsors, Will Savino, also known as Music D20. If you would like to use Will Savino's music in your streams, please go to his Patreon, pay and let him know, and he will let you use all his cool stuff. But if you are feeling a little bit more poor, like some of us, me, we also have our other music sponsor, Arcane Anthems, also known as our good friend Weston, who allows you to use free TTRPG music that he crafts for your games, as long as you give him credit. You always got to make sure to pump that Arcane Anthems logo wherever you can. Yeah, but that's kind of it for our music. Immy, I'm tossing it back to you for our socials.
Yeah, so you can also follow our social media to see behind the scenes. You can see artwork that we make and other cool things about what updates for when we stream. You can follow our Twitter, which is @ShowMimic, and TikTok, which is ThisShowIsAMimic, and you should follow us there. It's a good time. I tweet sometimes.
Terrific. Is that everything? We have anything else we shout out?
I'm gonna go look at the list of bot commands and see if I missed any. I missed the music one, but I'll do that right now. I think that's good.
Cool. Right. That's all I can stall before I have to start the game. So, so getting back into it for episode 3 of Once Upon a Table. What? So.
No.
Once upon a time in the Kingdom of Tale, there were 5 somewhat unorthodox heroes and heroines who all assembled in the kingdom for a royal ball at the invitation of the king. Each coming with their own requirements, their own needs, things to ask of the king, or perhaps, in the case of one fairy godmother, to begin their quest in assisting one Prince Peter Charming. But at this ball, disaster struck when the evil queen that plagued the land broke through the ceiling astride a great shadowy dragon, demanding the life of Prince Avenant Charming the Older. A battle ensued, and though our heroes fought valiantly, Prince Avenant was kidnapped in the claws of the shadowy dragon. The king came back to begin making preparations to recover his son, but fearing that all is already lost of his son, he wanted to ensure the life of his youngest son, and ordered that Prince Peter Charming remain in the castle, much to his distaste. Upon revealing that she is Prince Peter Charming's fairy godmother, believing that this is the quest that fate has foisted upon him, the king declined to offer hospitality to the fairy godmother, Constance Locke, where all the other heroes that fought the dragon were offered such hospitality, as the king requested an audience with them the following morning. Not to be dissuaded, though, Constance flew around the castle, and through the window of the despairing Prince Peter Charming, where they began their conversation, implying that perhaps there's an easier route out of the castle, gesturing to the open window. And that's where we'll begin.
No, absolutely not. I'm sorry, I'm not leaving out of the goddamn window.
You'll be perfectly safe. I'm not going to let you die. That seems actually really counterproductive.
And he's like backing away from the open window, just petrified.
Like, heights aren't. You shouldn't be scared of heights. You should be scared of hitting the floor, and I'm not going to let you hit the floor.
That's exactly what I am terrified of.
And I won't let you hit the floor. I don't.
Answer me a question, and please do be honest here. Have you done this before? Like, as in carrying another human being out of an open window.
Oh, I'm not
stories in the air.
suggesting carrying you. If you jump, I have magic that won't let you die upon impact. I'm seeing it now. You'll
So
be fine.
I'm expected to jump.
You'd be fine.
Like, looks out of the window, just ever
Looking
so...
out the window, you're a good 70, 100 feet up. It's hard to judge from this distance. And you've seen men fall to their deaths before from great heights in the last great battle with a dragon. And you know what it does to a person.
I do indeed. He's holding onto the window ledge, just absolutely, just his arms are shaking.
Well, it's either that, or she point at the door. Them.
Is there a better way? Can we not? Have you got any sort of like magical ability to cast them to sleep or something like that?
DM, would my wonder do sleep magic?
No. I'm
No.
not going to let you replicate the effect of a spell that already exists.
Ooh.
No, it would not.
Okay.
Anything for that.
How much rope is? How much fall is it? 70. You said?
70, 100 feet. It's hard to gauge from this distance. It's a long way down.
I have 50 feet of hempen rope. That's not gonna stop me.
A fall from 50 feet will break your legs.
Yeah.
At the best case scenario.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest here. 50 feet's still a hell of a lot better than 100 feet.
It is. It's
Yeah.
twice as good, but it's still not good.
The fall.
I don't like it. I don't like it. You are going to have to travel at the same speed as I to catch me with whatever magic you're doing. I'm not comfortable with free falling out of a 70-foot drop.
Okay, well then you need to come up with an alternative about how we're going to get out. Because I don't think your father is particularly intent on letting you go anywhere.
You are right there.
I know I'm right.
Do you make a habit of being right?
Yes. It's kind of my job.
Look, you have done what most other people can't. You've proved that already. I against my better judgment, will choose to trust you. Are you sure that you can do this? Because otherwise I'm just going to be not. I will be not.
If it would make you more comfortable, I can try flying down with you and doing feather fall at the same time. So holding.
So I can fly slowly.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Sucks himself up a little bit, gets his pack on his shoulders.
Do we need the others? Do you know where they are?
They're in the castle somewhere. I know that. I imagine the guest quarters.
Do we need to get them?
I imagine that if we exit through the outside, you might need to go get them yourselves, because I will have struggle re-entering and re-exiting. Either that, or we can find a way around the guards and get them that way.
Yeah, I'm not really meant to be in the castle, so
I will. Okay.
maybe you should ask your guards to get them here, and then we can all.
I certainly can try.
It's either that or we try and just like break them out, but I don't know how you feel about breaking out of your own castle.
As in, like, physically destroying the castle.
Not destroying it,
Just parts of it.
just getting rid of any problems that stand in our way.
I mean, problems as in people.
Not like fatally.
No, no. Under no circumstance do we harm any of the staff.
I'm not suggesting harm them. We very as gently as we can deal with them. Look, I'm just saying, I don't want to take you out the window if you're then going to complain when we get to the bottom that we need to come back and get the other three.
Well, I would just camp out in the woods, whilst I suppose you could fly and do a similar trick with the windows.
I mean, you would be aware that the other three are not prisoners here. They're not being held like you are.
Very good point. I mean, yeah. They could just even leave of their own accord if we can get a message to them. In fact, the guards could perhaps send a message on my behalf.
That is. How much do you trust them to actually deliver the message?
I mean, could ask them nicely.
Can Aaron, Kenna, or Val please roll a d20? One of you, please.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh.
I'm just gonna.
Right, hide. Make sure they don't see you. Shut
Yeah.
the window.
Okay, thank you.
Is the bed for canopy? What does the bed look like?
It's a 4-poster bed with a canopy top. It's all the bells and whistles. It's king size.
Okay.
More like prince size.
Just trying to work out where to hide.
Actually, I'd say it's probably a queen size bed. Yeah.
Wardrobe is fine. I have a walking wardrobe.
Okay.
Just through that.
Stand
through
in
that
the
door.
wardrobe.
Go down the hallway, past the ensuite. It's just through the back door.
Right.
So yeah, it's kind of like an apartment. This place.
Yeah.
So yeah, you find your way into this walk-in wardrobe, which is about like your space in your shared dorm would have fit in this walk-in wardrobe, and certainly bigger than the quarters you had before you came to Glitterwing. And yeah, it's adorned with lots of ceremonial formal outfits, nothing like what you've seen Peter wear. Yeah. So, Peter, what are you doing?
I'm going to approach the door to enter my bedroom, and I'm going to knock on it from the inside.
Yes?
It's going to open it with just like a crack in the doorway. Hi. I don't suppose you could do like a quick favor. I understand that you both have to stay here. I was feeling rather peckish. Could you get one of the staff to bring us up some entourage, please?
You mean some entrees?
Yes, that's that is what I meant. I'll have just the usual, please. They know what I like.
Okay. I'll have someone bring it up for you.
Thank you very much.
Is that all?
That will be all for now. But when they make sure they bring the food in for me, please.
Very good, sir.
Because I like it delivered. I don't want to touch the hot plate. Just if they can set it down at the table.
Of course, sir.
Thank you very much. Like my fingers are quite calloused after the fight. You know, I did just fight a dragon.
Yes, sir.
Did you hear about that? I was there. Right.
Yeah, I heard. I was elsewhere in the
castle.
castle at the time, but I heard the dragon enter. Whole place shook.
Well, we're gonna go get my brother. I mean, we're not going to do anything to go get. Shuts the door.
Just close them with bewildered guard's face. Okay, are you waiting for this for the
I
food
want
to
to
come
bring
up?
a third person in because there's two outside. I want to wait till a third person comes in so that I can give them the message to go bring other hors d'oeuvres to our guests.
Okay. At the end of last session, you guys had already set off towards Prince Charming's room, correct? Yeah.
Correct,
Okay.
yeah.
You're
We're
gonna
already on our way there.
You're gonna beat the food
servant?
service to Peter's room.
Yep.
Yeah, it takes you a little bit because you're not used to the castle, and this place is a bit labyrinthine. But you eventually find your way to the royal apartments, and there are two guards outside one of the rooms. The rest of the doors appear to be locked shut.
Pardon me, guards.
Oh! Hello, you're made of stone.
Yes,
I look down at Theodore.
this is an observation that people keep making.
Yeah.
I recognize that it is unusual, but it is insensitive.
Well, no, just normally people made of stone are like trolls, but you don't look like a troll. You look like a person. So, can we help you? You're not supposed to be here, I don't think.
Well, actually, I am Peter Charming's best friend, as ordered by the king, as blessed by the king. And we just
I
wanted
don't
to
know what
talk
that
to him.
means.
That was my wish. I wish to be his best friend. Well, I wish to allow the king to allow me to be his best friend, and he did. So as his best friend, which the king said I could be, we really just wanted to check on him to see if he was doing okay, because he's been through a lot today. So do you mind if we check on our friend?
I suppose so. If we can just check your personages first before you enter. Are any of you carrying rope?
Rope? No.
No.
Nope.
No, I would have left that with my bow and arrow and definitely not brought that to the...
So yeah, once they check, do you guys have anything that you think would help a assisted escape?
Well,
Physically? I don't think so.
They're not going to
let me
check.
check my inventory.
My wee saddlebags have a cross.
Nah,
like,
all of my
crossbones
stuff
come
is in
out.
my backpack, which is at the...
I really
which is
just
at the
have a
tavern.
lot of matches.
Is at
Yeah,
the shoe.
they're not going to take away your matches.
I don't even have a weapon. Oh, I do have a weapon, but it has no bolts because I never gave back that light crossbow that I stole off that guard.
Also, you're made of stone.
I am made of stone. I am a weapon.
Yeah, they check your persons, and eventually, I suppose you can enter to see the prince, but no funny business, okay?
I mean, there might be a little funny business because I'm hilarious, but like no like business that would be.
He goes,
Like
he
joke.
beats his fist against the door, Peter.
Hmm.
My prince, your highness.
Ah, is this the hors d'oeuvres?
No, there's some people here. There is a large stone gentleman, a small fox, and a little girl who says she's your best friend.
Hello, Peter.
Do you know these people? Should we let them in?
I absolutely, I do know these people. Please do let them
You should
in.
let us in.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You may
for your
enter.
service. Thank you. All right, come in, guys. Good to see you all.
That meme of that politician's daughter that just busts in the door when he's on a conference call. That's how Bina's walking in.
Valid.
Just before walk in and just look at the guy and say, "You shouldn't call people trolls. Just."
I
It's
specifically
very
said he
insensitive.
wasn't a troll, and he didn't look
But
like
you
a troll.
kind of you said people who look like stoner usually look like trolls. I'm just saying. We'll work on it. We'll work on your script. and just pads in.
I've never been talked to by a fox before. He says to like his fellow
was
guard.
going to
I don't. I'm very confused, frankly.
Thank you, and he's going to shut the door on them.
So, I assume you've been stopped from leaving.
Well, so funny you mention. We was actually just planning like this kind of big escape kind of thing, like a little bit like heisty. Yes. Have you not left the?
Constance has been waiting in the wardrobe the entire time.
Oh,
It's
right.
been about 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, shit! I'm a bad friend.
I don't think so.
Constance, you can leave.
I'm just gonna walk out.
Were you guys playing hide and seek? I'm really good at that game.
No, we weren't.
That's good, because you just lost. So that would have been
That's true. She
embarrassing.
really did.
But
I feel
you
as
were
though your
playing.
stealthing skills should be improved.
Yeah.
I'll work on them.
The plan worked. I have got our friends here. Well, the friends are here. We also have food coming.
You ordered food?
Well, the plan was to get the food and then to get.
Could you not have just told someone?
Did you not
to
just
fetch
told them
us?
to go fetch?
There was a whole thing. We had the conversation about they couldn't leave the door, like previously to meet you guys. Were like,
Yeah,
They
we had-
can go get food.
But you could publicly tell them to send a message to your friends. Moving on from that, I'm glad of the snacks.
Yeah, I mean, now we can escape on a full stomach.
I find that always to be the best thing. Like, always leave full, because, you don't know when you're gonna eat again.
Oh, that got real sad.
No, it's fine. I'm always mostly full. Anyway,
Yeah,
how...
you can have
how...
my snacks.
Thank you. That's really nice. How are we gonna bust you out?
Oh, we're gonna fly out the window.
That seems rather conspicuous.
Oh, well, there's no one on this side of the castle because it's just a 70-foot drop to the
I was
forest
more
below.
speaking of these contraptions made of glass, windows.
They open. She's gonna walk over and just unlatch it and just push it open.
That's not the issue. I meant people looking through them. Is that not their purpose?
You are way too high up right now. And you're around the rear of the castle, like distant.
So there's no other windows on the back wall of the castle besides this one window.
We can,
They are, but they're all
like-
facing out.
Okay.
Yeah, so even if we go,
You'd have to
out...
poke your head out of the window and look around to see.
There's no like floors directly below us with windows.
I mean, yeah, that is one danger you've got.
Well, we can just like, if all the windows are in a row, we can just go over and just go between the windows.
If
Also,
that
they're
was the
gonna
plan.
see.
Yeah, that's spooky.
All right. Then we wait for these snacks and then we leave.
Mm-hmm.
Out
Do
the
you
window?
all? Well, Peter's not exactly allowed to leave the room. So getting past the guards will be difficult.
Oh, okay. I mean, I could this is just a B plan,
Mhm.
but I could blind them temporarily. Or I could make them not hear anything and we could beep bop out the room, but then they'd see us.
Yeah, and there's more than just those two outside of the room. There's then the rest of the castle to get through.
If we are not worried about making a scene, I can both obscure their vision and hide us from all but the most prying eyes.
Well,
That
I
sounds
mean, you two could leave out the window, and then the three of us could just walk out the door, because we're technically, I mean, we're cool.
Oh
They-
yeah.
You are
They're
an
not
thief.
Yeah, they're not holding. I mean, Constance, you'll have to stay with the prince to cast the magic. But other than that, the three of us we could just walk out and say we're going for a late night snack. We're going midnight shopping, and meet you guys at a different place.
Where should we meet?
The boot.
The boot.
The boot.
Boot.
I would like to wear normal clothes again. I find this
And I look down at the still jangly purple and gold outfit that I'm wearing.
tiring.
You look great, though.
I agree. It looks really good on you.
It looks better without all the rips and tears.
I mean, that's a grunge aesthetic, which is really popular with the kids now.
I'm already got it.
Run.
Ta-da!
Do you find this plan acceptable, Peter?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would much rather not have to jump out of an open window to my not assured,
It's
perceived.
you're not going to die.
Okay.
Dying is not that bad.
Huh?
Huh?
You should not fear death.
Yeah, put a pin in that.
We'll come back to more of that later. Does that sound like a plan? We have snacks and then you three even will meet you at the boot.
Mm.
This is acceptable.
Excellent.
I like this plan.
Okay. Okay, we're going out the window. Okay. All right.
It's fine, I can carry you down.
So when are the snacks coming?
Yeah,
Good point.
that's what I'm focusing on right now. Just in
They're
the
normally like 45 to 50 minutes. It's
45 minutes.
I'm.
That's so long.
You're a prince. Is the service not a bit more?
Snappy?
I mean,
snappy?
we could. Yeah. I mean,
Hello?
it has-
Prince, your hors d'oeuvres have
Ah,
arrived.
yes. Perfect. I was just playing a trick on you all.
Constance is just gonna fly directly up and just go on top of the bed.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh yeah, so there's not a different number of people than we're allowed in this room if the guards peek in.
You see,
Yeah.
and
And Bina dives under the bed.
the door opens and a little mousy servant walks in, not literally mousy, a regular person. Walks in holding a silver platter of what looks like some stuff from the feast that wasn't used because the feast was cut short. And goes, hello, Prince Peter. Here, I've brought some
Oh,
entrees
hey.
for you. We have some little mini quiches and a selection of pastries and some vegetables. And
Thank you very much. Are you hungry? Would you like to sit down and join us for a while and eat?
no, I'm completely fine, thank you.
You sure? Do you want to take some in your pockets for later?
No, we've got plenty. We've got so much food down in the kitchens that haven't been
Okay.
used.
All right. No worries. And he's gonna give him a gold piece. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And he lays down the tray on a table. Well, she lays down the tray on a table and walks backwards out of the room with her head a little stooped, just out the room.
Gotta stop being so laissez-faire with gold because I am very low.
Yeah. Does your family not pay them enough that you have to tip them?
No,
they
no,
get paid
no.
they get paid a wage.
They get paid. It's helpful, you know. I've been out there. I've seen the world. I understand how much it costs to live, and if I could help out where I can, I will. They get paid a wage for their work, but
That gold piece is a lot more than they get paid in like a week.
The innkeeper explained this capitalism to me, but I still don't understand it.
well,
Me-
you trade your services for coin, and then you
Why
trade
does
your
everyone
coin for
not
food.
just work for the betterment of society and have their needs met?
Technically, this isn't a capitalist society.
Also,
This
Theodore
is
has
a-
started eating while you have
This
this
is
discussion.
this is a feudal system.
Regardless,
Technically.
this system seems odd.
Mini quiches.
Mini quiches. They got some like little cocktail sausages.
It's quite interesting. It's like a normal quiche, but they just make it quite small.
I am
I
not
don't think I've
familiar
had
with a
quiche.
quiche.
Some little tiny.
Neither am I. They're
Some
very
little tiny
weird.
pizzas.
It's like cheese and egg and that sort of thing. I don't know how to make it.
They've got tomato in them from the Great Uza Forests.
They're good.
I'm so glad I didn't take the chef feat because I don't know what quiches are made out of.
Egg. They're little eggs, little egg cakes. They're adorable, and I love them.
Bina, you may come back from your hiding spot wherever you have gone.
You just hear giggles from under the bed.
I didn't catch that you had gone to a hiding spot. I
Oh
apologize.
no, I have lost Bina.
As I slowly slide a plate full of quiches down under the bed.
I think she's just really good at hiding. I think she's actually won the game.
I won!
lo-
And you see Bina pop up with a plate with like 2 quiches in her mouth.
You did. I lost again. So
It's okay. I could teach you how to hide better.
It is getting quite late. Should we not take the rest of our snacks and proceed with the plan?
Good
Mhm.
idea.
Okay.
I mean, if everyone wanted to like have a nap, we could leave in the morning.
I thought the goal was to retrieve a prince while alive.
It was intense.
Yeah.
Very
Was there
true.
not a time limit on this mission of ours? Because I assume that was why we were escaping, but we had not actually discussed this.
Okay. So, step 1 of super awesome heist plan, friendship, extra special magic awesomeness. Step 1, finish the mini quiches. I just slides more over to Bina.
Shoving them
two.
in her mouth.
We walk out the door. We go and be like, oh, we're gonna go get some midnight snacks. Nom 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 nom. And you two fly out the window. We convene at the boot. All subterfuge and cloaks and daggers and all that stuff. And then we go rescue your brother who is still alive.
This is
Yeah.
the plan.
Hopefully.
All right. Go team super special awesome magic subterfuge heist bros friendship.
Oh my
We
god,
need a
we're
better
a
name.
team.
We'll work on that.
We'll workshop the name. It's fine.
Peter's gonna put his hand into the middle of the circle. Like,
What's a pouring?
I am not familiar with this ritual.
And I place my hand in the middle.
You're doing great,
Sure.
Taiyari.
What are we doing?
Constance.
I
Come
don't
on.
know.
Come on.
Is this some sort of magical ritual?
We can't complete the magic
No.
if your hand's not in.
It's for luck.
Like,
Just hover handing on top.
he does not touching any of you.
Go team.
Go team!
Welcome!
Taiyari, you say go team and put your hand up.
Team.
Yeah. All right.
I don't feel any different. Oh wait, there's a warm tingle. I'm concerned.
It's the power of friendship.
The power of love.
Well,
Twitch, don't come for
Constance, obscure yourself so that we may leave.
I'm gonna go back into this fucking bathroom.
No, the walk-in closet.
Oh,
Don't
no,
go in
there's-
the
there's-
bathroom, it's a
The bathroom is immaculate. Have you not seen it?
mess. Oh,
It's his fucking bathroom.
Hey, what's a
He hasn't been here.
Been here for a
it's,
year
what-
and better.
I'm not
It's-
familiar with this term.
it's not a
I had a room
bathroom.
for-
It's, to be fair, it's an ensuite. It's a little different. It's just it's not a full bath in there. It's just
You're saying a lot of words I don't understand.
You're speaking in devil's tongue.
This man is speaking riddles.
Just come, have a look, have a look. I'll
I'm
show
going
you.
to
Check out the bathroom.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now it comes to the time of the day where I have to make a decision about the level of plumbing technology we have in this world. And whether or not we have running water and toilets yet.
No.
So I'm going to say no. Being this high up in a castle, it's not chamber pots. There is a little space with a board on top of it, and there is a hole leading outside the castle.
So
Whoa.
this is like a room that I don't have to go to other rooms to go. Like it's near enough to my bedroom that I can wake up in the middle of the night and like not.
And you
have
go
to.
potty right outside, it all goes out.
Right where your
out the
boots are going to
castle
be in
wall.
like 20 minutes? Yeah.
Exactly that.
That's wild.
And then also there's like a little like wash area. It's a whole thing. It's quite like it's like a Camelotian thing. We took it from there. They had like an interior design person come over, and then all of a sudden we had en suites. It was something that they do out there. That
I am
Cool.
going to the boot now.
okay, let's get to the boot.
Okay.
Yes.
This infernal place. This is against
This is
nature.
demonic.
That
I'll
room
have
was
to
big
burn it
enough
to the
like,
ground.
house somebody. That's crazy.
Oh, Bina, this ensuite is bigger than any room you've ever lived in.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
Do the boot.
Okay, so you guys are headed to the boot. Are you doing any shenanigans on your way out, or are you just headed there?
Just loudly saying, "Wow, what a perfect time for food! Nom nom. It's a shame we didn't get to eat at the party."
As we
Bina?
walk by, like, past the guards and we're a little bit out of earshot, I'm just going to, like, pick up Theodore, put him back on the shoulder.
You realize we are much less suspicious if we say nothing.
But if we say nothing, then we're just a small child, a fox, and a rock person walking
You
through
realize Bina is an entire adult, correct?
Yeah, but that not from afar.
You know, that's really true. A lot of the times I do get mistaken for small children.
Yeah, I think from afar we look really strange walking down a corridor. I'm still getting used to the human stuff, but the way they reacted at the party was a little bit like, oh, even for us, this is weird.
I can solve this issue if you would like.
I mean, there's nothing needs to be solved here. We're all perfect as we are.
Alright.
Okay.
Let us just get out
Food!
of the castle.
So you guys head out of the castle and head towards the boot, the inn that is simply a giant shoe run by an old woman. And we go back to our fairy godmother and our other prince. And you guys are prepared outside the open window. Peter, have you collected your things?
Jason, yeah, he's got his backpack on and he's just sitting on the window ledge, like holding onto the frames, like absolutely
Yeah.
Shaking.
Constance is just hovering outside, just going,
You're very
It'll
high
be-
up. A very chilly breeze goes through you.
"It'll be fine. Look, just look. Give me your hands."
I'm not sure if I can do this. I think it's warm inside. I'm a little bit chilly. I think we should go back.
What does
in.
your pack look like?
It's like a duffel bag, like a military pack.
Hmm. Is it like over one shoulder, like crossbody, or is it two?
It's like a backpack straps.
Like
Okay,
a,
the
like a D&D
backpack-
backpack.
Are the backpack straps attached to each other?
What, as in like?
Do they have like a
In the middle,
Is there a
little
bit
no.
that
like
goes
buckle bit,
across?
like a little bit of rope?
Yeah, why not?
Excellent. Constance is just gonna grab onto you and pull.
Yes.
Oh, so you're outside the window.
Yeah, I'm outside the window hovering, just going, "It'll be fine. Everything's fine. I won't let you fall." And just
And then
pulls,
you
and then
yank.
we just.
Okay, make a strength check. Actually, no, make contested athletics checks from both of you.
Oh, I'm decent.
You're both pretty strong.
That's a nat 20 plus 6.
Oh.
Plus how much?
+6.
You haven't reset your thing, have you?
No.
Your strength. Okay. Oh, +6.
Because I have expertise.
Oh, okay, never mind. Thank you.
Not that.
What is your roll?
11 plus 3, 14.
Okay, and yank, you fall right out of the window. I'm gonna ask for a strength saving throw from Constance. Are you trying to hold on to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like flying down with him, but
Okay.
we're going down.
Uh-huh.
That was a 12 plus. I looked at it and then immediately forgot. At a 15.
15. So he doesn't fall immediately out of your grasp. And you start descending pretty quickly. So are you trying to not use Featherfall on this?
I will cast Featherfall when we get to that.
Because I will say,
distance.
Featherfall lasts for a minute and allows you to descend at a rate of 60 feet per round.
Oh, in that case, yeah, I'll cast Featherfall immediately.
Okay, because you could have cast it at the top and then just jumped out.
Did not though, did I?
In that case, nothing to contest here. After casting Featherfall, he's a little lighter, and you descend at a much more controlled rate, and you eventually just bring yourself down to the small little woodland area that surrounds the castle before you get into the city proper.
I'm gonna set you down and just brush your shoulders.
I feel like Peter immediately goes onto his ass because it's that thing where you're like descending
Like
through,
skydiving.
or like when you're abseiling and your legs are just weak, from being just trembling the entire way down, and you just immediately go onto your ass.
Holy shit. That was awesome! Can we do it again?
We have somewhere to go, but another time.
Oh, you should cast that spell as often as we possibly can. I will jump off of cliffs and mountain faces.
Okay. Also, that spell has a target of 5 people. You could have done that to everyone in the party.
Yeah, I know.
You just freaking.
I
become an
offered.
adrenaline junkie.
I know.
Yeah, I
know.
think the reason that we all came out the front door was so that the guards weren't like, damn, they've been in there for a long
Yeah.
time.
They're like, wow, I've been in there for ages having hors d'oeuvres.
They went quiet 2 hours ago, and we haven't seen anyone, and it's almost midnight.
Over.
Uh-huh.
Facing your
Um,
fears.
So yeah, and you touch down outside the castle. The enormous spires of the castle looming over you. Are you guys headed to the boot?
Yes.
Okay. Are you making any attempt to hide yourselves?
Absolutely. I don't imagine it would... Well, he's got his travelling cloak, but his cloak that he wears over his like cape that's attached to his hooded part is like royal purple with embroidered silver along the trim.
Yeah, I will say even your traveling cloak is quite fancy.
Mm-hmm.
So without any kind of attempts to disguise it, you are still going to draw eyes. Can I get stealth checks from both of you, unless you're going to do something else?
I can disguise his clothing, but I can't disguise my own.
You can't, but also you're not the prince.
I am going to use, in that case, minor wonder to disguise his clothing.
Okay, you over his body, and the same way that the fairy godmother did to you, that Phelan did to you, his just sparkles come at the end of your wand and descend over him, and his clothing shifts into not poor clothing, but just nothing overly audacious.
What on earth?
That is an
magic?
excellent point. When is my clothing running out? I have clothes on underneath, but like, when's the ball gown going away?
I believe it was 24 hours was the thing, if I remember correctly.
Not yet. It's basically. I was gonna say midnight because that would work out with fairy godmother powers, but yeah. Yeah. So you still look like you come from the party, but so do many people throughout the city. So it's not the biggest problem you could be facing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, with his head up, can I get stealth checks from both of you if you rolled them or not?
That's the 21.
Okay.
Oof. Mine's not that. It's a 9 minus 1, so an 8.
Yikes. Okay. So.
Hex, get better dice.
I know. This is a separate. This is a completely different lot of dice set.
Right. So. Where's my notes? There they are. So headed through the city. It's the lightest is fading now as the sun begins to set, and you notice there are quite a few people milling around, and you bump into one person, Peter, who immediately rears their head up, and it's this person, very beautiful but without tremendous amounts of fashion sense. They're wearing probably the most the fanciest clothes money could buy for them, but without a modicum of taste. And she regards you for a moment, and then her eyes widen, and she goes, "Oh, my Prince Peter Charming! It's so wonderful to see you. How are things? The ball ended so terribly. It's so awful about your brother."
It did. We are on a secret mission. You can't say anything, right? Keep it. Keep it. Do I know who this person is?
No.
Okay.
Make me a. It's gonna be a high DC history check.
Oof. Okay. All right. I'm not too bad at.
This is purely to remember things from earlier tonight.
Okay. 11 plus 4 is 15.
No, that's not gonna do it. This is you recognize the dress from someone who was at the ball tonight.
Okay.
But you could have guessed that anyway.
Yes,
It's
look,
just awful.
It absolutely is. Look, if you would like to help, I appreciate. Look, it was terribly scary seeing a dragon. Did you see the dragon?
It was so terrifying. I was just so worried, but I looked at you and saw you were springing into action to defend us all, and I just thought I felt so safe with you around.
Well, that's just what I do. You know, I try. Look, I tell you what. You want to help. You want to be part of like this little. We're making like a group where we're gonna do a secret mission, and you can help by not telling anyone that you saw me here today.
Of course not. She puts her hand out and just runs a finger down your tunic. She's fully
Constance
throwing herself at you.
Constance is almost throwing up.
You wouldn't know. I was looking for someone. My stepmother sent me to find them. You wouldn't happen to know where a young girl called Daniela is.
What I can do is I can keep my eye out, and as soon as I find them, I will.
Well, don't go out of your way.
Oh no, it wouldn't be anywhere out of my way. I will. I tell you what, a favor for a favor. You keep it quiet, and I'll make sure that as soon as I find Daniela, I'll tell her to seek you out.
Favor for a favor. How about I keep it quiet, and when you return, maybe we can go out for some drinks.
Yes, why not? Drink is. We can go for drinks. Drinks are lovely. I'm sure they are. In fact, I know a few places around that do nice.
Peter, we should go. We're late.
Yes, we should.
Who is this?
This is my friend. What's your name? My name's Peter.
I'm talking to the prince here. I don't need to you around, okay?
I'm talking to her. I'm asking.
And she puts her hand out for you to kiss like that. And she goes, my name's Charlotte.
Charlotte, pleasure. I'm sure. We have a thing.
We have a prior engagement that we need to get to.
She gives you serious stink eye, Constance.
But drinks as soon as I'm back. You have my word.
All right.
I will come find you, Charlotte. Charlotte, and he's just gonna walk away.
My heart goes with you, my prince.
As she walks away, can I mage hand trip her up?
Sure. Make an attack roll with your spell attack modifier. I'm not setting this as a precedent. This isn't going to work in combat.
I need to roll that again. That was cocked. So there's a 19 plus whatever my I'm rolling well today. It's a 25.
Yep. Don't know what her AC is, but that beats it. And you just... I rolled a 4 on her dex save. She straight down on her face. And another girl dressed in a similar kind of dress up than she has just comes in. What are you doing? What was that? You're not going to believe who I just saw. And they go off together.
Oh, I've just clocked who they were.
That took a bit. Okay. Yeah, and you two get the rest of the way to the boot without being harassed. See the boot? It's this enormous. It's this enormous like 3-story building in the shape of an enormous leather boot. Yeah, you would recognize this Peter. This is one of the most heavily frequented inns in town, run by the old woman who lives in a boot.
You know, maybe while we're in town, we should get you some new clothes.
Yes, I'm sure. I mean, I've been up and down the country wearing similar garments.
Yeah, but you weren't a prince on the run then. You stick out a bit in that.
Fair enough. He's got like a... Oh no, saying that, I've got disguise. How does this disguise spell work with what I'm actually wearing?
So as far as you can tell, you touch it, the cloth feels rougher. It feels like a full transmutation of everything you've been wearing.
Okay, so it's not like an illusionary sort of...
Doesn't seem to be an illusion.
Coolio.
It's out of character, the same kind of magic that was used to make Cinderella's dress.
Cool. But that being said, is I have just been recognised whilst wearing this. So maybe it's less the clothing and more my face.
Yes, but we can deal with the clothing. We can't really deal with your face.
Yeah.
Great Peter's nose.
Absolutely.
Constance definitely could.
Yep.
She has the strength.
Like,
she has the facilities for that.
100% could just never so nice
for that, Constance.
I do. I could just right hook punch him in the face.
Swollen knife to the jawbone.
We'll just get you a new cloak, and we'll just deal with if you get recognised. That's fine. But the cloak is a bit obvious. Should we find them?
For sure. Yes. Let's go to. We are inside, correct?
If you want to be.
Oh yeah. We're gonna go inside.
You head inside. It's this is purely an inn. There's not really much of a bar area. It's basically a hotel. So there's a little foyer where normally there would be a clerk taking new bookings, but there's no vacancies. There's lots of people coming in and coming back from the ball who are staying here tonight. So you wade through a little bit of a crowd of people. No one pays you much mind because there's an assortment of colourful people in here. And yeah, you can find your way through. You don't know the room of the people you're staying in, but what are you guys doing? No, you're back. The three of you. The three of you.
Okay.
The three others.
I have definitely gone to our room and retrieved proper clothing. And not this costume that I have been wearing.
Are we gonna wait for them downstairs? Like is there a booth or a table?
Perhaps one of us who is less conspicuous waits and leads them to our room.
You're right, I should wait here.
I was actually going to say the opposite.
I blend in really well. Look, it just puts himself against the wall as progressive as a fox does. It's like, no one even notices I'm here.
Well,
That is what I
I'm-
was saying.
Oh. Yeah.
Bina,
well,
are you saying you would like to stay?
Yeah.
Then perhaps I shall wait in the room as the most conspicuous member of this group.
We can't all wait together?
We
Well,
could,
why
but
don't-
I also would like to change.
Oh. What if you go back to the room and change, and I will, I could go, no, I could go be lookout. I could be like, "Wee, wee, wee, wee." I'm complicating things too much. I'm just gonna go to the room with Taiyari. Bina, you're in charge of Operation Meetup.
Meet up.
No, Meetup.
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 Oh,
Meet.
I got it. M for the. And you see Bina like yawn a little bit and like rub her eye, and she's like, "Yeah, I got it. I totally got it. I am in charge."
Yeah, I'm gonna stay down here for a bit. You go up and change.
Sounds good.
Okay,
Make
cool.
sure to not cause a commotion when you see them.
Got it.
Be subtle.
Yeah. Subtle.
I walk away going,
This is
subtle.
going to go poorly.
I might go up and change.
We are gonna be the most subtle.
They're gonna be like, wow, those people must live here and come here all the time. Cause
All the time.
they just seem like they know what they're doing. They
Make me
seem like
performance
they know
checks.
this.
Oh, shit.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Oh,
Please fail. I've
actually,
never wanted you to fail more.
pretty great. Dirty 20.
Oh, God damn it.
I got a 13.
Total?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Constance and Peter, as you enter, you see there is a young girl who absolutely is blending in perfectly. Looks like they stay here all the time. The only thing drawing your eye to them is that they're talking to a fox, like as if they're a person.
Oh, and the Theodore is absolutely sitting like a person and has like a drink. It's like blending.
Yeah. Theodore is sat on their like rear with their paws up like a person, holding a
Puss in
teacup and
Boots.
saucer in their hands. Don't ask how they do it. They just manage it with their paws. And
Sorry, Aaron just sneezed, dabbed, and I got very distracted. Anyway.
Schnab.
I think we found them.
I mean, do you know any other foxes?
Well, it's Theodore and Bina, isn't it? We
Yes, absolutely it is.
yeah, you recognise them as Theodore and Bina.
We know what our friends look like at this point.
I know, 20 performance check.
You don't
gone
know
into the
Bina.
role.
Drinks. Anyone? Do you want a drink?
Why, hello.
Again, no bar in this place.
No.
Hello, friends.
Hello.
Acquaintances, that we are meeting here for a business venture.
Yes.
Mm.
Good eve.
Good eve.
Why are you guys being weird?
We're blending. We're blending in seamlessly. You're giving us away. Yes, sit, and we will discuss investments.
Investments.
I've overheard market sellers say things, and I'm just repeating it and hoping it makes sense.
So how do the investments
Stipends.
things?
Well, the
We not-
portfolio is in the road currently, but he's gonna sit down.
We're really good at
There's
this.
one fucking brain cell in this entire group of people. Jesus.
And it's not here.
Do you guys not have a room that we can go to?
Oh yeah, but Terry's changing at the moment, so like you can go up, but I was giving them privacy.
You guys have been here for like an hour.
We've been
Not been there that long
blending.
actually. Like you both were headed from the palace, and you took the more direct route out of the castle.
We would have left it a bit to give them time to get there.
I'm just saying they've been here for maybe like 10 minutes.
Okay.
Our tea is still hot.
Happy.
Well, we can go knock very politely and see if he's done.
Yes, let us discuss with our other business partner.
Yes.
Yeah.
I concur. The investment portfolio.
Yes. Good.
We
I
will take our
regret all of my
business
decisions.
upstairs
Indeed.
and do the business.
The stocks are subsiding.
I have no idea what that means.
Bitcoin! Yes, we'll lead you to the room.
Locks up. Locks on the door.
Okay. Yep, you
Taiyari,
guys
are
can
you
get to the
done?
room.
I have finished.
Can we come in?
Please come in. Yes.
Cool.
Step in, and finally, for the first time, I'm wearing a proper outfit that isn't fucking ballroom costume. I've gotten like this like thick like bluish gray winter jacket that like wraps up over one shoulder. It's like got like white floofs on the edges, and I've thrown my quiver and bow over one shoulder.
Are we almost ready to depart?
You look way more like this way.
Yes.
Yeah.
It suits you.
Mhm.
Well, are we ready to head off?
Oh.
Are we leaving now?
Well, if we stay here and the prince is discovered, the first place they will look is the castle town.
Oh, so are we sleeping outside?
I had assumed as much.
I really like sleeping outside. What is the weather like today? This evening?
The weather's okay.
Cold, always cold in this country.
It's not that cold.
It's
Especially,
not that
especially
cold.
as far as you are concerned. Might be warm. Might be considered cold to someone who is from the Great Ooze Forests. But
So
someone who comes
cold.
from the Snow Queen's kingdom, it's pretty okay temperatures.
It's like 65. It's freezing.
I have no idea what that
It is
is
not
in
cold here.
the rest of the world. Temperatures.
Let me convert that to not freedom
Um,
height.
It's
It's
about
22.
it's like 20 degrees. Yeah.
That's like 18 is what I had said. 18 is
Okay.
freezing for Taiyari.
Okay. Yeah. It's like 18, 20 degrees.
Cool.
It's like you want a long sleeve shirt if you're from this country. You could probably go in a t-shirt, Bina. But yeah, and it's been pretty clear skies all day, other than the perpetual clouds that exist over the mountain ranges of the Evil Queen's domain.
It's really nice outside. We can sleep outside, and it looks to be relatively clear, so we're going to be able to see the stars.
Also, if we stay here, somebody at some point will notice that the prince is missing and come into town after.
Good point.
So we could go outside, we could camp, we could rest, but yes, somebody probably might notice that you are missing since they just lost your brother. It's too soon. They lost the other one.
Have we given any thought? I appreciate this is very much like a spur of the moment. We met earlier today, and now we're all off on an adventure. Has anyone given any thought to how we're actually going to get there?
I assumed you knew the location.
Well, I know a rough general direction, and is there like
Once
a
you
window
get
that I
us
can just
there, I
point
can
out?
get us within 6 miles of the lair.
You would know more or less the roundabout's location of the Evil Queen's castle, and yeah, I'd say what floor are we on? You're on the 3rd floor of the boot, so you could probably look out the window and you can see the mountain range. Where the clouds are darkest, that is where the Evil Queen's castle is. Bina.
I mean, would I know, like, since I kind of came from there, would I know?
No, it's the other
No,
direction.
no.
I think. You from the other side.
You didn't go anywhere
Oh,
near
this
the Evil
is-
Queen. This is not the
Oh,
Snow
this is
Queen.
the
This is
other.
the Evil Queen.
Yeah.
Oh! Got it!
The Snow Queen and the
Writes
Evil
down
Queen are
things
two
about Bina
different
that I'm
people.
learning.
God,
Writes down
why
Bina
are there
knows
so
the
many
Snow
evil
Queen.
people?
Because it's a fairy tale.
Because there can't be great light without great darkness.
Ah, fair enough.
Mm.
Good job.
Aw,
Put that in the quotes, damn it.
God damn it. That was such a good line. And it wasn't even said in RP.
Well, in that case, I have no idea where we're going, so I'll just leave it to you guys. I'm not too bad at finding... nope, I take that back. I'm not great at finding paths either.
It is hard to hide a dragon. I would be able to track it once we're in the mountains.
Right. Okay. How did you all get here?
We walked.
A long way.
I flew.
You can. Well, of course you can fly.
You can fly. Oh wait, no. Yes, I've seen this already.
Yes, I know that you can. Okay. What I was thinking, perhaps, is if we travel down to the stables and we can hire a mare each, at least, so that we don't have to constantly be on our feet, you know?
Like
That
a
sounds
horse?
Oh yeah,
expensive.
you left without your faithful companion.
I was hoping that my faithful companion would be in the stables.
They're in
In
the
the
they're in the stables at the
stables.
castle.
Yeah.
God darn it!
You want to send someone to go get him?
Yeah, I would. I wouldn't like to leave without Pepper. I have a horse.
Oh.
Oh, and you want the horse to travel?
Well, yes, it would. It's what they're for. She's a traveling horse. But if we can all procure one, it would make traveling a lot easier and a lot quicker.
We would then be responsible for these creatures not dying while we are in an evil queen's lair.
We can leave them outside.
I was gonna say, can we like let them go or something when we get there? Because I would be really sad.
This
No,
also
no,
goes
you
without
have to-
saying, but I don't need a horse.
I've never ridden a horse.
You know, in the royal stables there are a number of war horses, including Pepper.
That means we have to sneak back into the castle that we just escaped.
That
Don't-
is what that would mean.
We don't all have to sneak back. We can just send a few of us.
I
want
could
one
get in
person
without
to-
being seen.
One person is going to have a hard time getting out of there with like
I
3
don't mean
horses.
one person, just not all 5 of us, and not the prince that definitely should not be in the stables.
What's up, Prince?
It's not good.
I have a question for the dungeon master.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
How likely is it, or would I be aware of any of the lucky few that reside in the town?
There'd definitely be a few. I mean, there are like the Royal Army is still a thing.
Yeah.
It's just a much smaller concentration than it was during the actual conflict.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I imagine that a lot of the people were brought in from random different jobs, so when it was over, they disbanded back to what they were
yeah,
before.
I'd definitely say you'd know a few of the tradesmen within the city that would have been part of the lucky few.
Anyone in the stables?
Roll me d20.
Oh, you leave it to Hex in a dice roll. Yeah,
Oh,
there you go.
Jesus Christ, this is
What'd you roll?
7.
Unfortunately, not in the
No.
stables.
Okay.
You would know the blacksmith apprentice in
Okay.
the city who shoes a lot of the horses.
Okay. I mean, we can. I'm happy to walk if you guys would prefer to. I would prefer to at least get Pepper. She is.
How significantly would it increase our travel or decrease our travel time?
It a lot quicker. I mean, if she
Hmm.
travels at a trot, at just standard walking space, we're at least doubling our speed.
I believe we require 3 horses. Because myself, Constance, and Peter shall ride, and then Bina can be on the back of one of them, and Theodore on the back of another.
Thank you.
With that, Constance and I, and possibly Theodore, could sneak back into the castle and retrieve these horses.
I can stay with Peter.
Mhm.
might have a way for you to all get in unquestioned into the stables.
Well,
Oh, this.
we can just kind of walk in, can't we?
Two of us can get in without walking. Constance, you can fly in, and I believe that the stables are on the ground, meaning I can get there as long as I know where they are.
I can also fly Theodore in with me if he's amenable to that.
So, Peter, we are going to need a location of your horse. The
Yes.
description.
Well, I can organize that. I have a friend that I can speak to. I'm sure
Bina,
that
Peter.
between
sorry,
two
please continue.
between two of you, it would be quite difficult to escape with 3 horses.
That
Perhaps
is what I was going to ask, if you could cover the escape.
Yes. How so? What do you have in mind?
Well, if you have someone that could potentially distract guards away from the stable gates, because I assume the stables are not within the castle wall itself, that would be hard to function.
I could probably make a diversion.
Not in the castle, but it's adjacent to the castle. So
Hmm.
it's the royal stables where, you know, the king's horse,
Yes.
the prince's horse.
With a diversion, I could make it to where the horses and those upon them would not be seen by all but the most prying eyes. So as long as the two of you can cover the escape, we can retrieve them.
But are you comfortable taking three horses between 2 of you? Is what I'm saying. saying if
Constance,
there
do
was a
you
third
also have
person.
riding experience?
Yes, I can
Definitely.
ride and lead another one as well.
Leading a horse when you have the knowledge is not the hardest thing to do.
I'd definitely say of all
I-
of you, Constance and Peter will be the people with this knowledge.
Coolio. Alright,
And so we agreed this is the plan?
for sure.
Hmm.
Let's
Yeah.
go!
Yeah, you had me at I can make Theodore fly too. I blacked out from there.
Oh, I will have to pick you up if that's okay. But
I
I can
don't-
carry you and fly.
I don't know if that. Hi.
Did you see that? I don't know if that's... And then suddenly Theodore's on your shoulder.
How does
Constance takes the opportunity just to float like a foot off the ground.
You get your hair ruffled by the, like, incredibly fast flapping of wings. Kind of like a hummingbird style with the fairy wings.
Hi, look! I'm a flying fox!
Okay,
That's so cute.
who's going where then? So, Taiyari, Constance, and Theodore are going to the stables. Bina and Peter are doing what?
We're gonna make a distraction for when they leave the stables, that we're going to try to lure any people away from the stables to help them escape easier with the horses.
Mhm.
Right, okay, so what's your plan
Well,
for the
if we-
distraction?
if we don't want people to know that I've escaped, perhaps I should not be part of the distraction.
That's okay.
Because-
I could probably.
Well, you can cause a distraction without being seen.
I'm gonna take my traveling cloak out of my bag and toss it over to Peter as well.
That has
Yeah.
a hood on it.
I mean, that won't really help any more than the one you've already got on.
Oh, has he already got a cloak on? Okay.
Yeah, he's got a traveling cloak on, and it's been made to look mundane,
Mhm.
as in not fancy by Constance.
Mhm.
So it would be about the same. So it's not much,
Yeah, that
not much
works.
benefit from it.
I got it. I know. Look, I got a distraction in mind. Are you ready for my plan? I am going to make it look like a feral gingerbread man is chasing me. And I'm going to be like, help, I don't know what to do. Which I will be able to do because of previous experiences very convincingly. I am going to do that, and hopefully people will come to my aid.
You're
I'm
brilliant.
going to make a big scene.
I love it. I love everything
This
about
thing-
it.
The last time that happened, people came to help me, so I think that's a good idea.
I don't think
I
we're gonna
feel
get that
like I
far.
should ask more questions, but don't have the time.
It's getting
No,
late.
that's
We
okay.
need to do this soon.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let us be off.
Horse heist!
Horse
Okay.
heist!
Horse
Horse
heist.
heist.
Horse heist.
Horse heist!
Right. Okay. So, before we get into this, I'm gonna take our break here. I know it's a little early.
Make
I
it
really
prep.
need the toilet.
Okay.
So we're gonna take a 10-minute break here. We're gonna come back at the hour mark. If everyone's happy with that.
Yeah,
That's
so
good.
happy.
Cool.
Do it.
Awesome. Right.
Happy.
Good,
We'll
good.
see you in 10 minutes. Bye.
See you in
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Hello and welcome back to This Show is a Mimic. Once upon a table.
What?
What? This Hex frantically goes to go and delabel his nondescript, non-branded cola drink.
I have unbranded cola
Yes, own brand cola.
with a red lid.
That's our homebrewed cola. Most colas have red lids. Lids, in fairness.
It's actually Fanta.
That's some messed up
Honestly,
Fanta.
that's messed up if your Fanta is brown.
What was that, Aaron?
What?
A what?
Fanta.
What?
Fanta?
That's how you say it here. All right, fight me.
Okay.
Fight me.
Don't
Don't make fun of my people. All right. Don't do it. I'm gonna fight you.
I didn't realize Fanta was a Native American beverage.
We Mexicans love Fanta. All right, leave me alone.
Okay. Anyway, so back into it. In Once Upon a Table, we rejoin our heroes after they have. Three of them have escaped. Walked right out of the castle that they were completely allowed to leave at any time, and the other two jumped out of a window because they weren't supposed to leave, or they weren't supposed to be there in the first place. And united at the boot to plot their next move towards rescuing the kidnapped prince, Prince Avenant Charming. Hi Taiyari, what's up?
Before we get too far with this conversation, I'm going to clarify this right now for every viewer. Top 3 Fanta countries: Brazil, Mexico, Argentina. Fight me.
Okay.
Keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
We'll go back to this.
Sorry, I didn't realize this is such a touchy subject.
It's important.
This is where Aaron draws the line.
Followed closely by India. Shout out. What's up?
Okay.
Okay.
And they decided that they were going to make an escape from the town that surrounds the palace. But before that, they needed to acquire some horses, as Prince Peter Charming didn't want to leave without his faithful steed Pepper, and decided that it would behoove their journey for you all to be riding horses, as well as you will be able to cover a lot greater distance. So you just began planning a horse heist. Wherein 3 of you, namely Theodore, Constance, and Taiyari, would infiltrate the royal stables, taking Prince Peter's horse as well as 2 other horses, while Peter and Bina provide a distraction, giving you a chance to escape with the horses. And that's where we're going to come back. So, Peter and Bina, you had a plan to... You were going to create an illusion of a giant gingerbread man chasing you through the streets.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So close-ish to the stables is where we'll begin.
Are you waiting
And
for them
then-
to get the horses?
Yeah.
Or are you using the distraction so they can sneak in?
Oh, I was waiting for them to get the horses
Okay.
so that they can get out.
Okay.
Would I know if they have to actually sneak in, or if they would just be able to walk in?
So Theodore and Taiyari can walk in to the palace. They might get questioned if they start snooping around the royal stables.
Well, it's okay, because I was going to mention how I got it. Because the other 2 were going to fly in, just straight into the stables. I have a way to get... Because I'm assuming stables are on ground, and most of the time stables, like, the floors are normally dirt, right?
Mhm.
Oh, then I can get in no problem.
Are you just gonna...
Yeah, so...
That won't be
as we...
speedy, by the way.
No, I mean, it's half my normal movement speed. It's a burrow speed of 15 feet.
Okay.
So it's not the slowest thing in the world.
Burrow speed.
So yeah, once you come back to us, we'll definitely... I know how I'm getting in.
Right, so if that's the case, then we'll wait to see the distraction. Peter, are you joining Bina? What's Peter up to in this?
I'm very aware that if I'm seen, we could have the guard on us sooner than we want.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be holding back, and
So you're allowing all this to just ensue, and you can
Yeah.
grab a horse as soon as you're able.
exactly.
Right. Okay.
I'll describe what Pepper looks like to Constance, so she knows which one.
What does Pepper look like?
Pepper is like a warhorse. mare, just absolutely like obsidian black, with just with like little sprinkles of grey
Dappled with
into
grey.
white. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Along the mane and tail. That's
Beautiful.
It-
Beautiful
yeah.
horsey. Right, and you're gonna wait in the wings for your party to complete their plans. So I would like a stealth check from Constance, please. I will allow Theodore to take the help action and give you advantage.
Yes! Theodore's superior blending skills.
Good, because that was not a good roll on the first one. So that is a 16.
As a 16, okay. And Taiyari, I'm gonna ask for a stealth check from you as well. It won't.
So
It's not a particularly high.
I'm gonna go ahead and as we're okay, I'll go ahead and roll the stealth, and I'll describe later. That's fine. That's so cocked, which sucks because one of those was like one side of that was an 18.
I know what you're trying to
Iron.
do. I know what you're trying to do. This
That's
is
19.
I'm taking into account what your plan is.
19 plus 6 is gonna be 25 on my stealth.
Okay, so yeah, you soundless as Taiyari. So you guys get to around about the same point. At the bottom of a hill, you can see the stables at the top of the hill. And as Constance and Theodore go up, you see Taiyari meld into the earth and
I
just
very
become
quietly murmur,
one.
Veins of the mountain.
as my head just goes undisturbed into the hill.
Oh shit.
That's dope.
As he has a burrow speed, but as long as he's moving through unworked stone, he does not disturb the earth.
Yeah, stone and earth that hasn't been touched, I can just meld with.
Like Kitty Pryde from the X-Men.
Yeah!
No.
Shit.
Shadow Cat!
And you just meld into the earth and begin moving yourself up through the floor of the stables, completely soundlessly.
Like
not
T-1000 in Terminator 2.
Yep, just through that, yeah.
seemingly not getting the drawing any eyes. So with a 16 from Constance, can I get a D6 rolled by Kenna, please?
Roll low, roll low.
It's a 4.
Wow.
Okay. Someone's looking this direction, so I'm gonna roll a perception check for them.
I add that I would have walked as far as we can get and then fly because I know flying is conspicuous.
I mean, walking right up to them and then flying is probably more conspicuous.
Nothing to see here!
In any case, it's the same roll.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, that's an 18. So you begin flying up them, and you see there are some guards wandering around the paddock. So like in front of the castle, there's this enormous turning circle where all like the carriages get brought in, and just adjacent, like around that circle, the stables are to one side, and there is a guard just walking around the circle. And at one point, he just gazes up and he sees you, and he goes, "Oi, oi, is that very good? You were told to go away. You're not allowed here."
Can I try something?
Go,
Can
sure.
I?
What do you want to do?
Can I try and cast dancing lights? And here's the thing about dancing lights. You can also combine the four lights into one glowing, vaguely humanoid form of medium size.
Mm-hmm.
Can I try and make that as a distraction?
You can absolutely try and do that. So how are you using this as a
This
distraction?
is the opposite of stealth, what we're
Just-
doing.
Just gonna be
How many
like,
more people are gonna notice?
just gonna be like, oh no! Quick, Misty Step! And then it's just gonna
Misty Step,
ruffle
you
the-
can only do to yourself.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying that out loud, so it seems like when they see a glowing humanoid figure, they're like, oh my god, she's moved! It's like, okay, that's crazy. Oh, use your magic, Constance, to get us out of here.
Dropping real names as part of the distraction, love
Okay.
it. Love it.
So, make me a deception check, and Constance, make me another stealth check.
What am I doing? Just flying away?
I'm imagining so you're trying to use these lights so that everyone's eyes go to the lights
Yeah,
instead of on Constance, so that Constance can just slip away.
that's the idea.
And you can probably,
Okay.
I'm gonna allow you to get down, like slip down to the stables, while
Okay.
while fake Constance flies off into the night.
Okay, cool.
That's how I'm imagining this playing out.
I rolled a 17.
Total.
Yeah.
Okay. Constance, what was your stealth check?
21.
Very much better this time. God fucking damn it. Okay. So, I rolled a nat 20.
Shit.
So, you create
Oh.
this. So, I'm assuming. So,
22, if that matters. Sorry, I added up wrong.
yeah. So you've beaten his perception check.
Okay.
But however, he's not fallen for the ruse. So you create these dancing lights around, like so it looks like Constance has just begun glowing. At this moment, Constance, you take the opportunity to just dart out of the way while his vision is just adjusting to this new bright light, and you manage to dart out of the way, and he looks up at the he's still looking at the bright lights, and you've managed to. He's no longer looking at you. But he goes, no, none of this. This is all bullshit. No, where have they gone? Put the lights away. Where has he gone? Guards, come on, we gotta search the area.
As I hear this, my head slowly pops up in the middle of the stables.
I go, I knew this would not work. Fog of the mountain.
And as I do so, there's just like light condensation begins to drift from my head as I'm gonna go ahead and cast fog cloud over the entirety of the stables.
Okay, what's the range of fog cloud? Like, what's
So
how much
fog
of a-
cloud,
much
let's
of
see
an
here,
area does it cover?
creates a 40-foot diameter sphere around the stables. So that's what that's gonna do. And as long as the wind isn't going 10 miles an hour, it should be fine.
Yeah, it's not high winds. Okay, so you create this fog cloud around the stables, and you go, there! She's made a fog cloud! Search the stables!
Oh wait, I thought these guards were already at the stables.
they're in the area.
Oh yeah, well okay, cool. I thought this person was like literally at the stables.
They're just outside the stables.
Oh well, yeah. I mean that's why I was trying to do it in the general area of the guards was the
Okay,
goal.
so you're doing it like better to do it kind of in like the turning circle.
Yeah, and it's a 120-foot range on that as well.
Yeah, I'd say you can drop it right on the guard.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, in that case, yeah. So you drop it right on the guard, and he goes, "Oh, she's insults all this. God, fan out, start looking for her." Okay, and so
Also,
Constance,
I feel like the fog would be a pretty good signal to our other friends as well. Is all I was gonna say.
yeah. I will get to Bina in just a second.
Okay.
Constance, you've successfully made it into the stables without seemingly people knowing you're specifically there. They know you're in the area though. These aren't Skyrim guards. They're not just going to be like, guess it was the wind.
I'm gonna find Pepper and 2 other horses, preferably 2 that are already saddled and like tacked. If not, I will grab tack as well and tack a horse.
Okay. Peter, roll me a d6.
Peter.
Yep.
You got it.
4.
Okay, 2 of them are tacked and saddled, including Pepper. There's one who isn't.
Including Pepper.
Yeah.
Okay. Is Taiyari there yet?
Taiyari, yeah.
I got
see
here
Taiyari
first,
Taiyari is probably already like looking at one of the horses, or like just no. You would see Taiyari is currently looking out at the turning circle. There's mist pouring from little pores in the rock of his skin.
Okay, do you know how to
Everybody-
tack a horse, or can you ride with and then lead at the same time?
We did not have saddles.
Yeah, I would say Taiyari does not know how to tack and saddle a horse.
I can
need a
ride
saddle?
bareback, but the horse might have a sore back afterwards. I had not considered my additional weight in this form.
Honestly, I would say Taiyari needs a draft horse.
I weigh about, just for perspective, I'm only 5'8", but made out of stone, I weigh about 470 pounds.
Yeah, I'll find a draft horse then and get that one.
Okay. Yeah, you would see there is a draft horse here that is meant for pulling a carriage, but is currently untacked.
I can ride bareback.
And you could probably find like a cushioned blanket, like
For the
saddle,
horse.
Yeah,
saddle blanket for the horse.
Yeah,
For the
I'll
horse.
find I'll find a saddle blanket and bridle him just so he's got reins on as well.
I'm
Okay.
about to say, Constance, if you go looking for a bridle, Theodore will have cast Mage Hand, and the hand will be holding a bridle. And it's like, I don't know what to do with this, but I wanted to help.
Thank you, very helpful. I'm just gonna tack up the draft horse as much as she can without putting a saddle
Okay,
on it.
so you've got 2 war horses and a draft horse.
Yep.
The draft horse does not move as fast as the war horse. I need to tell you that, guys. But a war horse or a riding horse is not going to support Taiyari's weight.
That's true. I made a big character. I'm sorry.
How dare you?
In that case, then once Taiyari's on the draft horse, I don't know if we're going to be interrupted at any point, which is why I'm talking slowly, waiting for us to
That's
be
fine.
interrupted. Taiyari, once I've got that one tacked, I'm going to get Taiyari onto that one, get Theodore up onto Taiyari's horse, and then you said the other horse was tacked?
There are 2 tacked horses. There are 2 tacked war horses, including Pepper. And then there was an
Okay.
untacked war horse, but you've instead gone for one of the draft horses.
Yeah, so I'm going to get on the tacked war horse that's not Pepper, and then grab Pepper's reins, so I'm riding one-handed with the reins in the other.
Okay, you would see there is a the stables are all named, and you've grabbed Penelope.
Oh.
Is the other?
Ooh, actually, wait. If it makes it easier, because I just remembered there is carrying capacities listed for the horses. A war horse can carry up to 540 pounds.
Can they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can jump on a war horse. Hell yeah.
Never mind.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Wizards of the Coast being uninformed about.
Yeah,
that,
for
as
once,
usual.
like the mount rules matter. I was like, wait, I forgot that existed.
Never mind. 3 war horses
The
will do.
mount rules are wrong, but you know what?
Yeah, war horses are not huge as people seem to
No.
think, because knights have to get on them from the ground. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
horses are probably only 14 hands.
right, so you get on 3 war horses, Penelope and Roger, and
Roger.
Is
yeah,
Roger is Roger
Roger is a
grey
lovely
by any
white
chance?
stallion.
It's a grey. You don't call them white.
Okay, grey. He's white. Anyway,
It's
he's
grey,
pale.
buddy.
He's pale grey.
You don't have white horses. They're just called greys.
Okay, it's grey, but for everyone who's at home who doesn't know horses, it's white.
All right.
Anyway, sorry, Roger is a horse that I ride in real life who is very dear to my heart. Anyway, and you can begin your way. Bina, so you've been watching from a little ways down the road, just outside the confines of the palace, just outside that inner wall, and you see an enormous fog cloud just just disperse over the center of this turning circle. And you can hear guards just going, I think she's over there. I can't see anything.
Okay. Do I don't have eyes on the stables, do I?
You know what building it is. You can't see them. You're down a hill. The palace
Okay.
and the courtyard is at the very top of the hill, so you'd have to be flying to have a vantage point.
Do they need to pass by where the guards are to leave?
Yeah, they'll have to go through the turning circle and out of the main gate.
Okay. Then whatever way would get them out of the way, would get the guards out of the way of my friends is the direction I'm gonna go.
Okay. I'm gonna ask everyone to roll initiative.
Okay.
Purely to keep this straight, because I'm just rolled, and in 5 rounds, the gates are gonna be closed.
Oh.
Rolled a nat 20 plus 4. Damn it.
If you just give me 1 second.
I rolled a 4 plus 4.
Are we? If we're
Rolled a
rolling
3
initiative,
plus
does this
3.
mean we're using magic initiative rules?
Sorry?
If we're in initiative, does that mean we're using combat magic rules? Like I can't cast 2 spells in a turn.
I will let you cast 2 spells in a turn because we're not in combat.
Okay. Then the first thing can I say that I cast guidance on myself before we enter initiative?
Yeah, I'd say you could have already cast that.
Okay, great. So Bina's gonna take a little match and she's gonna strike it and she's gonna say, "You can do it. I can do it. You can do it. I can do it." And then she's gonna blow it out and she's gonna get ready.
Theodore.
I rolled a kick-ass initiative.
Guards rolled an 8. Peter, do you want to be in the initiative count?
Yes, I would. I rolled a 4 - 1.
I'd say you can be
Peter!
you can be a similar distance from the stuff as Bina, but you're not with Bina at the moment.
I'm in the boot.
Oh, you're in the boot. Okay.
I'm in the boot.
You are
playing chess.
miles away. You don't even hear what's going on. All right, Taiyari, what did
But
you
I
roll?
just want to be in the initiative.
I rolled a 4 + 4, which is 8.
Okay, you go before the guards. Constance.
I rolled a 6.
You roll a 6. Oh,
Well,
God.
no, I rolled a 3 and it's +3.
Not a great start.
No.
Bina.
23.
23. My goodness. Okay, Theodore.
I rolled a nat 20 + 4, so 24.
24.
Ooh.
Really night and day with these initiatives. Peter.
4 - 1, 3.
3. Lowest so far. Okay. So it's gonna go Theodore, Bina, Taiyari, guards, Constance, Peter. Okay. Right, Theodore. You're on Constance's back. You're about to bolt out of the stables on these war horses. What are you doing?
The only thing I can do, because I used my spell slots earlier in the fight, except for one, I would like to Eldritch Blast the door.
Okay, so so you're blasting the gates to the stables.
Yeah, that is the plan. I just want to open the gates.
Okay, roll an attack roll.
Sure thing. Okay, that's a 15.
15? Yeah, that'll beat the gate's AC. And you just I won't bother rolling damage. If you can bean that lock, and just you clutch yourself up on Constance's shoulder, and you do your Pikachu thing, and what does the magic look like of your Eldritch Blast?
The magic of my Eldritch Blast looks like this shimmering blue, green, and pink that coalesces together into this kind of crackling beam of energy as it hits the door.
Okay, and you just Theodore! And you just blast the lock in half. The metal of it's kind of smoldering a little bit, and the gate just swings free. As is Constance in the lead, or is Taiyari?
I would assume so. I would
Yeah.
assume Constance.
Okay,
is
Constance. Are you riding Penelope, and you just push forward, push the door in, easily swinging in front of you. And next up, if that's everything from Theodore, it's going to be Bina.
Fabulous. Seeing that, I'm going to start running towards the guards and away from the stables. So gaining the guards' attention and away from the stables. I'm going to cast light on my back, and I'm going to make it as bright as I possibly can and like a yellow-orange color.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to cast spiritual weapon behind me in the shape of a ferocious gingerbread man that is a little bit giant.
Okay.
That's totally doable.
That's
via
an
the
interesting-
description of the
I'm-
spell.
Interesting
I'm just
use of
gonna
spiritual weapon.
start screaming, and as I'm running, my spiritual weapon is following me, and I'm just like, ah!
I didn't. Not a word of this is coming
Discord
through.
cut
Discord
all
is
of the
cutting
high pitch.
everything.
They're like, that's
So, like,
horrible.
guards, save me! Help! Oh no! What do I do? Like, just running.
Okay, I would say they probably see the outlines through the fog, of just the
Why I
stuff
put
that
the
has a
light
light
on
on
me.
it. Yeah, just the stuff that has the light on. So they'd see a giant glowing gingerbread man, and whatever is on your back that's glowing.
What is this sorcery? It burns!
And yeah, they see it, and they'll turn around and go, "The fairy godmother summoned some giant pastry golem."
This is giving me a terrible reputation.
Cool. Good for you.
And if that's everything from Bina, next up is going to be Taiyari.
Honestly, I'm gonna use the full. You said the gate is still currently open. What's the distance
Currently-
between me and the gate at the moment?
Currently open. It's about 50 feet.
50 feet? Oh yeah, full dash with the horse through that then. So with the war horse's movement speed, it's 60 feet. So then just
Yeah,
boom,
I'm gonna
boom, all the
move
way out.
all of your horses as a unit.
Okay, then yeah, then other than that, Taiyari is just going to take a couple. You said that Theodore already took care of the lock on the gate, right?
Yep. And
Uh,
Constance is in the lead, so the gate's open.
And Constance
for you.
is in the lead. Then with that, then yeah, I'm just gonna be with them moving through. There's not a whole lot else I need to do.
We have a draft
They've taken
horse.
care of everything.
Yeah,
Good
draft
job,
horse at
guys.
the speed of 40 feet. So at full sprint,
I'm on a
you're
war
moving-
horse now.
Oh yeah, you're on a warhorse. Never mind. I'm dumb. So at full
No, you're
sprint, you're
okay.
moving at 120 feet per round.
Yep. Correct.
And yeah, you didn't even need to worry about the gate being open. You guys bolt, and you are straight down the hill. Bina, you hear a as these 3 horses just sprint past you.
I would
through,
offer to help
through the
Bina onto a
fog.
horse, but I don't think my horse could carry 2 people if I'm
Nope,
one
it's
of them.
okay. Bina's still just running wild, like ah.
Okay. And you see there are how many guards get through? So there were 6 in the courtyard.
Jesus.
So only 2 of the guards have managed to find their way to the gate, and get out. The rest of them seem to be bumbling around in the fog. And they've got these large billhook spear type things, and they are just charging to your aid. And that's what the guards are doing on their turn. Taiyari, did you have anything else before I move on?
No,
Sorry.
I thought about it. I realized it was a minute casting time, so I'm good. Never mind.
Okay. So yeah, the guards, only two of them managed to escape the courtyard. The rest of them are all bumping into walls and various other things in this fog cloud. And yeah. Constance, are you just continuing? What are you doing?
Just continuing dashing. How far away are we from the boot?
You guys are in Hightown, and so like right by the palace. The boot is a little ways out, so it's gonna take you like 10 minutes to get to the boot.
I'm just saying, just like more than 120 feet.
Yeah, 120 feet is a lot further than 120 feet isn't
Yeah.
that far.
Yeah. With a message cantrip.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So if you guys are waiting for that, like, you can probably like for the ones of you that are on horses, you can probably get out of initiative, unless you are stopping to help Bina in some way. Bina,
got it. I feel.
Peter, do you want to do?
Yeah, I wanted to be part of the initiative.
You are
Right,
part of the initiative.
so-
What are you gonna do?
I am in an intense game of Dragon Chess with a random patron in the common room of the hotel.
So yeah, you're across from this commoner who you're probably explaining the rules of Dragon Trust to him as you're going. Yes, so
Right, so the knights can actually move like 2 forward and then 1 to the left. So it makes kind of like an L shape. If you make an L shape with your hand, and that's
Right.
6 seconds. That's the whole turn.
and then next up is going to be Bina. What are you doing?
So Bina is going to continue to run and scream, but she's going to keep an eye on the guards. And the first guard that reaches the gingerbread man and slashes at it or attacks it in some way, she's going to drop her spells and be like, "Oh my god, thank you!" Like,
Okay, so yeah, the you're gonna wait for the guards to come, and one of them is gonna run up. So I'm assuming you're letting them catch up. You're moving a little bit slower. Yeah, and they catch up, and he swings his bill hook at this thing, and just cleaves across its leg. And right as it makes contact, it just bursts into a shower of sparkles, and just rains around him. And he goes, I beat the golem. Did you see that? I beat it with one hit. They're never gonna believe this.
That's
thank
amazing.
you so much. You saved my life. I was just walking by and that thing. I
It's
don't know
fine.
what you guys
It was
have
an
going on.
evil fairy godmother who summoned this golem and sicked it on you. So we're gonna go and find her now. All right. Stay safe. Probably want to get home. All right. We're getting these dangerous people out in the city tonight.
Right.
First the dragon, now this evil golem.
Okay. Bye. And Bina's gonna start running towards the booth.
What a day.
Okay.
I assume what we'll probably do is we will
We
leave,
can exit
we'll, like,
initiative
we'll-
now.
Yeah, we'll probably leave the majority of people with the horses and send one of the less conspicuous people to go gather Bina and Peter.
Yeah, I would
I would
say.
assume, anyway.
How long does fog cloud last?
Oh, Fog Cloud is only like it's not that long. Let me see. Fog Cloud.
It's
It
a minute.
is up to an hour.
Oh my god.
Okay. you've got an hour before people notice that horses have been stolen.
Yeah, I would say we would need to gather Peter and Bina, and then we would be off into the woods. Into the woods.
Into the woods to get the thing that makes it worth the journeying. Okay. So you guys return to the boot with your newly acquired war horses, and Peter, you would hear you probably hear the horses before anything else just outside.
Ah, guys, this is Eric. I've been playing Dragon Chess with Eric. It's been quite riveting.
I still don't get this game.
He's quite a natural talent.
I don't understand
Look
it.
at all these, Eric. Look at all these pawns you've taken. You've taken my pawns.
What is a pawn?
So the pawns are the ones that only move forward.
I get in the game. I get what it is in the game.
Yes.
But like that's a knight. What is a pawn in real life?
Like just like a normal soldier who fights for his kingdom. What I would be a soldier.
So why aren't they called soldiers anyway? That's a real question I have. What the fuck is a pawn?
And the pieces you're meant to sacrifice.
I get that, but that name comes from chess.
Yeah.
So where did
No,
chess
it's the
get
other
the
way
name
around.
from?
No, it's the other way around,
Okay,
I think.
I'm not convinced.
We'll have this discussion after.
Yeah. Anyway. Yep. You can grab Peter. How are you arranging ourselves on the horses? Who's Bina with?
Does Bina want to go with her best friend, is my question.
Would that be okay?
Absolutely, and he's already mounted Pepper and has given her a cuddle.
Well,
And he's gonna reach his arm down to you and lift you up onto the horse.
whoa!
Yep, you just get yanked up onto the horse, and head out into the city. Are you guys doing anything before you guys want anything else left in the palace town before you leave?
We ride
No.
out conspicuously.
Well, that was the whole point. Is we weren't. I didn't think we brought the horses all the way to the town. Like that was the.
No,
that was the thing.
you got to go
Oh,
through the
thank
town to get out.
Yeah. Okay.
There's,
Oh, we gotta go through
there's no way out of the palace without going through the town.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, right. Are you guys just charging at full pelt out of the city, or are you trying to be somewhat stealthy about it?
I'm going to, as we're leaving, soil of the mountain, and as I do so, there's going to be a light dust cloud that rises off the ground and obscures us and the horses, as I can target up to, let's see, just any creature within 30 feet of me. With Pass Without a Trace, so we're each gonna get a +10 bonus to stealth as we move.
Yeah. So
that will last us
Yes.
1 hour.
this dust cloud rises out of the ground and coalesces around your feet, and whenever you step, it kind of cushions your step, so your feet barely make a sound. And when you step and this thin layer of dirt moves with you, it leaves no trace behind you, leaving you with no.
Another
footprints.
big thing about the spell, Burrty, is I cannot be tracked except by magical means.
Mhm.
So if the guards want to come after us, they
Yep,
gotta use
that's
magic.
why no tracks. And I'll take stealth checks from everyone +10
Okay.
to your normal
Plus
bonus.
10,
Plus 10 plus
yeah.
your normal bonus.
Oh, that's
It's an
good.
it's
That's
an
good.
additional +10.
Ooh,
I
With
actually
pass,
rolled
with
quite
pass
low.
without a trace, stealth generally becomes moot.
I don't know about that.
I rolled quite low.
Me too.
Okay, Taiyari.
26.
That's
Bina.
low.
No,
That's low
this,
for me.
this is
Fuck you.
this is good hand.
Pass
This
without
is
a
good
trace.
hand.
16.
Bina's 16.
Yeah.
Peter,
Dirty 20.
Yes.
Constance,
That's with a
-4.
-1.
Theodore.
23.
Everyone passes.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
DC of 15. You all get through. And yeah, you managed to get out of the castle. You see, people seem to be preoccupied. So you probably throw a cloak over Constance when you start catching word among the guards that they're out looking for a fairy godmother.
Yeah, that trap was cloak I threw at Peter earlier. That goes on Constance.
Yeah, Peter, yes?
If we are passing the blacksmith at any point, I would like to shoot a message to my friend.
With the spell, or?
with the message, with the spell message.
What's the range on that?
60 feet.
120 feet.
Oh, is it 120? Fuck. Good to know.
It's far.
So if we are passing past the building, if he's in there, I just want to.
Let me see. As you can get close enough that you think you might be able to get onto him, you're not certain.
Okay. The message is going to say, the winds of war are stirring. A prince has been captured. The lucky few may yet rejoin.
Okay, Peter, I want you to make me a percentage check, a D100 check. Just roll, rather.
Yep. 56.
Okay. You don't get a response, but the spell has worked somehow. Like this spell has been cast, and you aren't certain whether or not it's been received.
Yep. And I'll signature it Peter at the end.
Yeah. Okay.
Message is a spell that you have to whisper, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bina, make me
you're behind me, aren't you?
make me a perception. Well, what's your passive perception, Bina?
It is. My passive perception is 16.
You probably heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless he was trying to be stealthy about it, you probably heard it.
No.
I will
He
say,
was
after
more-
about 10 minutes of riding, Bina is passed out, like just arms around,
Aw.
like just.
How big is Bina? How, like...
Bina's
size-wise?
about. She's about 5'4".
She's very skinny.
She's really.
Cool.
Underneath these thick clothes that she wears, she is very much all skin and bone.
As Peter notices you start to like drift off and like loosening your grip on like staying upright, he's going to offer if you want to go in front of him so that he can make sure you don't fall.
Okay.
And you guys ride out into the night. So where are you guys headed? You guys
Straight
want to
there.
check out the map?
We're going
What's
straight. The mountains.
I
There.
will say it is getting late. You are very tired. As it has been a long day for most of you.
Yup. I am.
And a
not
lot of
also.
you are also not at full strength.
Not at all.
Do we want to?
This seems.
Oh, actually, Terry would have no idea about this because he knows the locations. Never mind that. I was going to suggest something, but Terry would have no clue.
I'd sudden flashbacks to a different Terry from a different campaign. I was like, no, we can't call Terry.
Are we just following the roads, or are we going straight into the wilderness, into the woods?
Are there roads that would go to the Evil Queen's Tower?
No.
Yeah.
There
think we
is
have to go straight
there
wilderness.
is not a road. There is a worn path that leads to Red Scale Field. It is not an official road. The roads here, there is one that leads off a little ways into a woods. If you're exiting the palace,
Into the woods?
it's yep, into the woods. It leads off to the right into the woods as you exit the palace. And there is one that leads off to the left that you would know leads to the village of Storybrook.
Where is the map, by the way?
It's in campaign
It's in the
resources.
resources chat.
Campaign resources. Is
You
it
can
pinned?
scroll up a little.
Is it pinned?
I don't. It's not, but just scroll up a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, there
It's
it is.
not far.
I see.
It's now pinned.
Cool.
Thanks.
Okay,
Oh.
yeah. And where's the Evil Queen's Tower?
Down and to the left. In the gray.
It's just a little ways southwest. Sorry.
Okay. So, like, I think Red Scale Field is more in the direction, but Red Scale Field feels dangerous.
Red Scale Field is the site of the last great battle, where Red Scale was defeated.
Oh, you know what? Let's maybe not go there.
It's going to be a black scale field soon.
That is the most direct route.
It is, but we are all tired.
Then perhaps we camp off in the woods to the side of it for now.
We could take watches.
That is the most acceptable plan, I feel.
I think Constance is going to suggest that they ride like hard for like an hour or two, and then slow down and find somewhere nice to settle for the night. Like just
Probably
a
like
distance
until
away.
the pass without a trace goes off.
How long does that last?
An hour.
Okay.
By the way, that would have dropped the fog cloud.
Oh, the pass without a trace would have. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys ride hard out of the palace before word of horse thieves makes it down to where you are in the city, and out into the night, and you can make it a good ways into the woods.
Into the woods.
Yes, into the woods, Aaron. I'm gonna be saying that a fair bit throughout the campaign. You gonna repeat every time I say it? Yeah, I would point out where you are on the map, but you are north of Red Scale Field.
Are we near the R?
You round about that area. There would be woods behind the R, but that's text, by the way. There would be trees.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll make it about the R.
Yeah.
Of Royal.
Yeah, little ways. Yeah, round about that area. Before the pass without a trace fades, and you are a good enough distance from the palace that you feel somewhat secure that no one's gonna naturally search specifically where you are.
Cool. Yeah. Peter will dismount after we find where we're happy to embark. He will carry Bina and like lay her down and then start making a fire next to where she's sleeping.
Constance will untack the horses. Not enough that like we can't tack them up really quickly, but enough so that they can lie down and be comfy.
Okay. So yeah, you guys tack the horses, and you start assembling a camp, and just making ready for sleep times. Yep, and you can easily do that. Is there anything you guys want to be doing before you take your long rest? Are you guys taking watches?
Oh yeah.
And
I
who
can take the first watch if you would like.
I'm happy to take watch as well.
And I'll take the third.
I'll do the fourth.
Only 3 watches needed.
Oh, I think we only need 3. But thank you very much, Theodore. Maybe you can do tomorrow night.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'll
You can also
maybe I
do more than one person to watch.
yeah. It's I'm like maybe I could help one of you. Passed out.
Okay. In which case, yeah, I'll if no one wants to do any role playing before they go to sleep or not, I will take the first watch perception check from Taiyari.
Okay. Before I make this perception check, I want to make it known that on my watch, I'm regularly causing I know it's only 10-minute time, so I have to do this pretty regularly, but the direction from the palace to us, I'm making that difficult terrain in the earth. So if anybody shows up, they're going to have to go through that before getting to us.
Okay.
Let's see here. It's a natural 1 plus
Oh,
5, so
hell.
6. 6 on my perception check. I'm so good at perception and just rolled like absolute shiza.
All right. Kenna, can you roll me a d20, please?
Don't
Oh,
like
no.
that.
Kind of roll low. Roll low.
Natural 20.
Oh,
No.
no.
Alrighty then.
Sorry,
Oh,
I'm
yay.
sorry.
Why is it every time I've said roll low, you rolled high? Every
I
time.
don't know. Stop jinxing me.
Maybe you should
Oh.
stop talking, Aaron.
I should
Start
shut
saying
up.
it to me.
Into the woods?
Into the thicket.
Ugh.
Ugh. Ugh.
Where's the thing I want?
Do you guys remember spell slots? I remember those.
What? No, I have no.
What
I'm
are
a sorcerer.
those?
I don't know what those are.
I have no clue what spell slots are.
I think I might know what magic is, maybe.
I have one ability left for the entirety of this long rest.
Same.
Oh wait, no, I did have something I wanted to do before we went to sleep.
What was it?
Can we do that whilst Birdie's looking up
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
thing?
What's
Cool. So she's
You can
gonna
do it
go.
during Taiyari's watch if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to Peter, and say, would you like to send a message to your sister?
Can you do that?
Yeah, I can send a bird to go send her a message so she knows that you haven't just been kidnapped by anyone.
Yes, I would love to. Thank you so much. So concerned with my brother being taken that everything's happened so fast today.
Well, then I'm gonna use Animal Messenger to let Peter send a message to his sister.
Oh, by the way, Peter, this is pertinent to what you're about to do. You would have noticed that one of the horses Constance grabbed was your sister's,
Oh.
Penelope.
Oh, that thing's not coming back alive.
Oh shit. Well, so my sister's horse was called Salt because they're salt and pepper.
Never mind. Roger would have been Salt because that's the right color.
Yeah.
So it's not called Roger anymore. It's called Salt. I apologize.
Good thing I
The
write
one Taiyari was riding was
One Taiyari was Salt.
Cool.
I feel bad for Salt's back.
Because salt and pepper and brother and sister and
I forgot about Salt. I apologize.
That's cute.
making me emotional.
Oh shit, we've got Salt. Okay. Cool.
Well, you have
Do I
how
have
many
like
words? How many words do you have?
25.
25
25.
words.
Okay.
So if you think of what you're gonna say, and I'll just get a bird. You're just gonna stand there and just do the magic thing and get a whatever bird shows up to take the message.
Okay, yeah. So you start like casting the spell, and you acquire an owl, who was just peeking their head out for the night.
Cool. Buttercup, it's Peter. I have salt and pepper. I'm safe. Will return with Avenant. Love you. Stay strong.
Let's send the bird off.
And the owl takes off into the night. Nature's slowest bird. And yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Can
That's
the
nice.
messenger bird? Can that can't you can't get a response from animal messenger, can you?
No.
No. Yeah, you know it will make its way to her eventually.
She'll get the message.
Yep, Princess Briar Rose. Right. So with that, is that everything you wanted to do before going to sleep? What you guys don't want to chat or anything like that? Okay, cool. And you guys retire to your beds, and later that night, Taiyari, you are busy speaking to the earth to make it rise in these strange patterns that would make it difficult for anyone to pass through. And makes a little bit of noise as you do that you don't notice the heavy footfalls coming behind you from the direction of the village of Storybrook. It's only too late that you turn around and see this hulking monstrosity.
Oh no.
Oh no,
Uh,
guys, I fucked us.
But what if no?
Oh, what
Ooh,
if
this is-
combat music?
This is
No,
way
buddy,
too.
get off the combat
Okay,
music
No,
playlist.
no, I'm not getting off the combat music
But what if
playlist.
we did?
We rolled an encounter, and they had something interesting planned for this specific area of the map.
I'm sorry.
Quick question: were Bina and I able to get a short or long rest?
Nope.
And me. Oh,
Son of a
no.
bitch.
You guys aren't elves. You can't trance. So, unfortunately, no. A short rest is something you have to intentionally take as a short rest.
Take it.
Shit.
And as you turn around, Taiyari, you notice... I can't believe this has happened in the same session as something earlier that happened.
Oh
Um,
no! I know what this
A
is.
large golem of what looks like rock, like sandstone rock, but on closer examination and the whiff on the air, is made of seemingly a massive gingerbread, but not quite the fully formed gingerbread man that Bina had made. This looks more like lots of gingerbread crumbs that have been packed together into this kind of rocky formation, vaguely humanoid shaped. With no facial features that you can see. It has no mouth,
That's
so it
horrifying.
cannot scream.
That's worse.
That's
That's the worst.
Oh my god.
I want the stream and every other player to know that I had talked about doing a character having to do something with the gingerbread man, and Burrty was like, "Sorry, I already have plans for the gingerbread man." I hate it here.
I don't like it.
So yes, this gingerbread golem, and I'd like everyone to roll initiative, please.
Holy shit.
21.
Holy
Roll
If
shit.
it had a
initiative.
mouth, it would scream at you, but it cannot.
Whilst we do that, my Discord has completely frozen and I cannot see anyone, so I'm gonna leave and come back in about 2 seconds.
Okay, the overlay is gonna mess up, guys. Just fair warning.
That's okay.
There we go, and we're back. Right, Taiyari,
21.
21. Constance,
21.
I haven't rolled yet. That is the other way around. That I believe 19.
19. Bina,
19.
Dirty 20.
20. Theodore,
We're rolling much better on
Go
this
see
one.
20.
20. Okay. On the initiative rules, I'm no longer doing a certain way. So you guys are going to share an initiative. You'll take your turns at the same time, meaning you can organize who's gonna take what action when, or you can just decide to forego and let someone go before you.
I rolled a 5, by the way.
Peter rolled a 5. Thank you.
Hey Hex, can I burn your dice?
I,
Can you
I,
ship
this
them
is
to
a-
me in America and I will cleanse them in fire?
This is a second set of dice that I'm using for today.
No, all of them. Send me your entire collection. I'm gonna cleanse them in fire, and send you back a single metal set.
Yeah, sorry.
Yep.
Sorry. For that shared initiative thing, this is just something I saw really recently that I wanted to give a go, and if it doesn't work, we won't do it in the future. But basically, you guys, your turn happens at the same time, and you can coordinate between you as to if you want to take your one person takes an action, then another person takes an action, then you both take bonus actions, or basically you can just take your turn simultaneously, or you can just say after you.
It's a team up.
Yeah. Right. So top of the round, we have Taiyari.
Taiyari.
Everyone's
so there's just
asleep.
Oh, this is unfortunate. Awaken!
I yell as there's this giant fucking gingerbread man. He's gonna look at the thing and goes,
You are not my normal prey, but you endanger the hunting party.
and he's going to arrow out because bow was already out, and he's gonna. I'm assuming I'm not in melee with this thing, or am I in melee with this thing?
You're not in melee with this thing.
Okay, then I'm going to back up a few steps. I'm going to go ahead and fire an arrow at this thing.
Okay.
That is almost assuredly not going to hit. That is a 13.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will hit. It's 18.
Oh, wonderful.
It's
so,
a cookie.
it's a
It's-
cookie.
It's a huge cookie.
It's a
Well,
Well
huge
done,
cookie.
cookie. Being
Um,
bigger doesn't make you harder
Because
to hit.
I'm
I know, that's
hitting
what I
it
mean.
for the first time, I'm going to mark it as my favored foe, and that increases the damage by 1d4. So my 1d8 from longbow plus my
It's a huge cookie.
1d4.
That means it's easier to hit than if it were a small cookie.
That's valid. That's gonna be 6 plus 4 is gonna be 10 points of piercing damage to it. That's gonna be my whole turn because I don't have a whole lot to do, and I'm gonna pass turn.
Okay. In that case, next up is Bina and Theodore.
So we wake up.
So you guys have woken up. You guys are both considered actually, no. Bina, you're considered prone. Theodore, you're not because you work on all fours.
I imagine Theodore like passed out near, like, or if not next to Bina, so it just kind of springs up and goes, ah!
Ah!
And you look over, and looming over you is a giant gingerbread golem, a lot more monstrous than the one you had conjured, Bina.
Ah!
Is this a nightmare? I don't like it.
I don't know. What are you doing?
Ow, I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast.
Okay, Theodore, roll your Eldritch Blast attack roll.
Before you do, or as you do, Bina is gonna be like, ah, and is gonna cast Bless
Okay, on who are you targeting?
on Theodore, Taiyari, and Constance.
Okie dokie. Oh yeah, action surge.
I love action surge. It's so good.
23.
So you can add a d4 to your attack roll if you want.
Awesome.
Nice.
So roll that attack roll and add that d4.
So I rolled with my d20 and I got a 23.
Is not a natural 20.
Oh no, I got a 21. And then plus the d6 is a 6. So I got 27.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Well, what? Who? When?
I rolled a 17 on the die, then plus 5 for attack, and then plus 6 from Bless.
It's a d4 from Bless.
Oh!
You know, in any case, you've definitely hit it. This thing has an AC of 9. I'll let you know.
Oh shit.
Okay, well, I may have hit it. I'm going to whack it with my blast stick. Not very well. I got a 2.
Okay, so you crouch down, and you this multicolored energy begins to crawl up your fur again and shoots out of your snout, and in the direction of this golem, and it just blasts a little chunk of biscuit from it. As you do 2 points of force damage to it.
Yep.
Right, and so do any of you have any bonus actions or anything you want to do?
I have
Or
Misty
movement
Step.
you would like to do?
Does Bina stay where she is?
I will say it's currently, just to paint more of an image, there is 5 of you. It's in melee range of Peter. So it's looming over Peter right now.
Ooh. Is it technically threatening my space?
Yes.
Excellent.
Excellent. Does
Bina's gonna run over by Peter with her dagger out.
Okay.
Okay. Theodore, being a fox, is going to stay back a bit, but help from the back.
Right, so you stay in position, you're going to run forward with your dagger out, and if that's going to be everything, I'm going to move on to Constance.
Yes, so I am prone.
You are prone. Half your movement to stand up.
I will use half of my movement to stand, and then I will. How far am I away from Peter?
As far as you'd want to be, how far would you have set up your bedroll?
I think within 10 feet. I think.
Okay.
Within 10 feet, yeah, because that's not very big. How big is the golem again? Like how tall?
It's about 8 feet tall. It's considered medium, but it's on the much larger side of medium.
Okay. In that case, I am going to run over and take out my wand, flourishing it and turning it into a long sword and hitting.
Okay, roll your attack.
That hits. I can't do maths, but that hits. I know that much.
Okay, roll your damage.
It's more than a 9. I always forget why. What's the difference between the 1d8 plus 5 and the 1d10 plus 3?
1d10 is with if you're using 2 hands with it.
Okay, I'm not using 2 hands.
Because you have a dueling fighting style, so you have plus 5 with that.
Yeah.
To damage.
1d.
You would have +6, but your strength is lowered right now.
Oh yeah. That is a 7 plus 5. God, I can't do maths. 12.
12 damage. Okay, terrific.
12 damage.
Right, so let's... Okay. It's on that many hit points now. Do you have anything else you want to do? You want to add a flourish to that if you have any left? Or...
I do have some left. I just don't want to do one.
That's okay if you want to hold on to it.
Yeah, I also think I'm not awake enough to do that.
That's okay. So you
But
just...
yeah, it's been like
you
6
just, like,
seconds.
have opened up bleary-eyed. Oh, monster! And you just stabbed.
Yeah.
And with that, we'll move on to the golem. The golem who is going to... has 2 attacks. He's going to make 1 at Constance and 1 at Peter.
The one made at Constance, I'm going to use my reaction to cast protection. Not cast, to use
For your protection
fighter,
style.
so-
What does
so
that
the
do?
attack would be made at disadvantage.
Okay.
As you guys all like huddle around him, you think that he's asleep, and then as an attack's made, just
Right. Does a 22 hit you? Constance.
Yeah. Oh, I...
Disadvantage.
That rolled a 15.
Jesus.
Why's it got a +7?
I mean, we have
It's
like
wrong,
+8s
actually.
and stuff.
It's
Yeah.
strong.
how many people were near me?
Bina and Constance are right next to you right now.
Was Theodore near me as well?
No, Theodore stayed back. So that's 2.
God.
So that's
No
9
worries.
damage to you, Constance.
We're good.
Alrighty then. And that... then it's going to make its attack against Peter. And that is definitely not going to hit with a 9. With a stinker of a 9.
Coolio.
It
as
would
it
hit
just
itself.
slams its giant gingerbread fist down at Constance, and then the other one at Peter. But Peter, already in a protective stance for Constance, has just he's got his shield up, and it just glances off Peter's shield. That's going to be Peter's turn.
Coolio. Okay. I'm just trying to picture who is. So I'm imagining Bina is within 5 feet, but not in the line of fire of this golem. Where is Bina? Are you like directly attacking it?
Yeah, so I'd say like they both come to your aid, so they're standing either side of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Either side. Cool. Where's Theodore in relation to us?
Theodore stood behind you, like a few,
Okay.
15 feet that way, ish.
All right.
15, 20 feet.
Cool. Right, we'll get there. We'll get there. In which case, I'm going to be casting Booming Blade, and do melee. Melee? It's not melee.
Melee.
Melee. Weapon attack. I've swapped my dice over, so
Terrific.
hopefully we're decent. And that's a fucking natural fucking 20. Can we see that?
Nice!
Oh yeah, nice.
That's
All we
fucking
needed to do was
first
swap that
time.
die.
That's my
Right.
fucking
Alright,
first
roll
roll.
your
I'm not
damage and
using
double it all.
any other dice. Cool. So I don't have any spell slots, so it's only a D8 plus 3, which isn't great. 5 total.
5
Did you
total.
double your D8?
Pardon?
Did you
So it's-
double your D8?
Oh no, that's 10. No, that's 4 plus 7 total. 7 total.
And have
But
you,
if it moves, then it takes an extra D8.
okay, have you crit on your, have you doubled all your dice damage?
All of my dice. I rolled a 2 on the D8, so it was 2
Ah.
doubled to 4 plus 3, 7.
Is it only +3 for your strength?
Yep.
Oof. Okay.
I've got good charisma.
I thought you had. I thought you had an 18 strength for some reason. Okay. So that's 7 total. All right. And if it moves, it'll take another D8. Right. Then if that's everything from Peter.
I'll bonus action help Constance.
Okay. Yeah. You can bonus action. You can help with the bonus action. Taiyari, we're back to you.
All right. Well, with that, it seems like they've got it pretty well figured out in melee. So I'm gonna go ahead and duck over to one of the nearby trees. I'm gonna go ahead and release another arrow at it. It's still marked as my favorite foe. So let's see here. That's actually slightly higher than last time. It's gonna be a 15 to hit, which still hits. And with that, this thing is taking damage now at this point, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. That means I get to add an additional D8 due to my Colossus Slayer.
Nice.
Literally a
Nice.
feature meant to kill big creatures like this. Let's see here. That's going to be 10 plus 3 is going to be 13 plus 4 is 17 points of piercing damage to its right kneecap.
17 total points. Okay, I need a calculator because I'm dumb. Okay.
Guys, my first attack each turn does 2d8 plus 1d4 plus 4, and it makes me happy.
God damn.
Damn.
So much math.
Nasty. Right, okay. So if that's everything from Taiyari, as you just
I got
pull
no
out
other
another
abilities
arrow
right
and
now.
you see where your allies have been chipping into it, you can like notice bits where if you manage to lodge your arrow in just right, you could knock a huge portion of gingerbread out of its torso, and you hit it dead on and just blast this little side out of it with your arrow. Next up is Bina and Theodore.
Yeah. You go, Bina.
Okay. Bina is going to say, I just wanted to sleep. And as she says that, the candle that she's holding is going to flare, and it's going to look like the flame is literally going to engulf her.
Okay.
But as an action, I'm going to activate Radiant Soul.
Okay.
So my eyes start to glow, and I get some wings, and
Oh shit!
my spells deal an extra 4 radiant damage.
Damn.
So that's just there, and then as a bonus action, I'm going
One attack
to...
or spell.
Huh?
One spell or attack. So if you hit him, it also does it.
Oh, nice. Okay. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to healing word Constance.
Okie doke. Right, so yeah, roll the healing points for that healing word.
That is... Oh, that's max. So 8.
Okay, Constance, you are healed for 8 hit points.
Just say, Constance did not take that much damage during the dragon fight. She's good.
Okay. Well, if that's everything from Bina, we'll move on to Theodore.
I'm gonna use my last spell slot to cast Chaos Bolt at 2nd level.
Yes, Chaos Ball. Right,
Chaos
okay.
Ball.
Roll that.
There's no one for it to bounce to
damage.
this time.
Yeah,
Oh,
no one
we've
for it to
got-
bounce
we've-
to.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say there's nothing for it to bounce
Bear that in
to,
mind,
so
it won't be as effective as it could be.
I rolled a 10.
Do you
To
want
hit?
to continue doing Chaos Ball?
Oh yeah,
Okay, 10 to hit hits.
yeah. I know it's not gonna be as effective, but it's all I got in my arsenal, buddy.
That's okay. I'm just letting you know. I always like to make sure my players don't feel like they're being shortchanged by
Die.
not fully considering what they're doing.
Okay. I rolled a 5 and a 6, which is either poison or lightning damage.
Okay, which one would you prefer?
I don't even know if... I don't know if poison would work on a cookie. So lightning.
Bake it.
Just
Bake
burn the
it.
cookie.
I would like to burn the cookie.
Okay. So you lightning blast it.
And it's 11 and then plus 4, because it's 2d8 plus 1d6.
That's
So
15 damage total.
15 total.
Okay. So you like get down on thing with your tail raised in the air and just coalesce a static electricity through yourself and blast it out of your front with a Theodore and hit it square in the chest. However, as it does this, the energy begins to crackle in all those areas where gingerbread has been blasted off, and some of the gingerbread picks itself back up on the floor and glues itself back to the golem.
Does lightning?
Oh, I also have to roll on the surge tail because I rolled below 10.
You did. I'm about to go find that for you. 1 second. But yeah, it seems that the lightning damage may have healed it.
Oh no!
I apologize. But if it makes you feel better,
Shambling cookie, gotcha.
if it makes you feel better, it's immune to poison. So.
So, listen, we're doing fine. We're doing so fine.
So it was a choice between doing nothing or healing it. You picked
I feel
healing
like
it. But classes, where is it? Barbarian. I still haven't made your wild magic search table. I apologize. Right, so D8 and you get so as you do that, the chaotic energy that all those multicolored energy that you use to create your chaos bolt, it stays and it clings to your fur, just swirling around you, and you get a +1 bonus to your AC.
Oh.
Shit.
Oh, okay. See, sometimes it's useful, kids.
And while within 10 feet of you, your allies gain the same bonus.
Oh shit. So
You get
how
AC.
far away?
Right now, you are not close enough to affect anyone.
Do I know this has happened, or do I'm just like, oh, look at the pretty lights?
Make me an Arcana check.
Da, 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 da. Saucy 20.
I'd say you got a good enough grasp on your abilities that you would be able to guess what would happen if you got near enough.
Can I use my movement to move up to them?
Absolutely, you can. I'd say you can pick 2 people to affect with this.
I will choose. Yara's ready to rock, and Bina has clerics.
Okay, actually, if you
I'm too
shared
far away,
if you shared Peter's space, you could get Peter, Constance, and Bina, or you could get Taiyari. Taiyari is too far away to do anyone else.
I'm rangy boy. Don't worry about me.
I will share their space to give it to them.
So yeah, if you stand between Peter's legs, then
I
you
like
can
people
you
on
can
top of it.
increase everyone's AC by 1 except for Taiyari.
Also, plus that, everyone gets a plus. Us three will get +1 to AC, because there's 3 allies within 5 feet of me. So everyone gets +2.
I just double check that.
That is from the lucky few.
Whoa.
No, if you're within 5 feet of 3 allies, you and 3 allies of your choice within 5 feet get a +1. Yep, correct. Yep.
So everyone
Ooh.
gets a +2 bonus to their AC.
That is dope!
AC!
Just remembering the effects of an ability I created.
Trust me, as someone who runs demigods, Burrty, you'll never remember them all. No. You'll never remember all of them.
I've made 5. I should be able to remember them all. Anyway. So, if that's everything from Theodore, we're going to move on to Constance.
Hello. Flourishes are not an attack, are not an action or a bonus action, correct?
No, Flourish
They're
is
part of your
something
attack.
you do on top of your attack. For free.
Excellent.
But it costs a inspiration die.
That is fine. So I am going to bonus action Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
Who am I going to give Bardic Inspiration to? Let's give it to Bina. Why not?
Okay. How? What form does your Bardic Inspiration take to Bina? Doesn't have to be a song, but what is it?
I'm just going to look at Bina and go, hey, you got this. It's nondescript helpful way possible. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to use my long sword and also
Peter, make me a perception check while this is happening.
Perception?
Yep.
Ay, ay, ay.
defensive flourish.
Second roll.
Do
is
you
going-
have enough inspiration die left? Okay.
Yes.
I'm just checking because we had a big combat before in the time since we've long rested.
Don't forget, you also have a D4 because of bless.
I did forget that. So, you need to roll to attack. That will hit. That's a 7 plus
Advantage.
5.
You get advantage
Advantage.
as well, because Peter is helping you. Actually, because you're helping Peter, I won't make you roll a perception check for the thing I was making you roll a perception check for.
Thank
Um,
God for that.
Because you're
I got a 0.
because your attention is already on Constance, you would notice as Constance steps into this this defensive flourish, you would recognize castle training in Constance's fighting.
So that hits. I'm gonna roll damage now.
Okay. Remember to add your d6 to the damage from your flourish. You add a d6
No,
to the, you add a d6 to the damage, and then you add it to your AC, if I'm not correct.
That is correct. I'm just dumb and forgot the abilities of my own thing. So
That's
I'm rolling a d8, a d6, and a d4.
You add a d4 to your attack roll, not to your damage.
Oh,
But you
I
already hit,
anyway.
so that's fine.
Yeah. So that is a 6 and a 4, 10.
Right. I'm
Oh,
just gonna...
10 plus 10 plus 5, 15.
15 damage.
Yes, 15 damage.
What did you roll in just the longsword? Sorry.
Just the longsword was
You're
Six
rolling a d8,
plus-
right? Not a d10.
yes, I'm rolling a d8.
Okay, good. I just wanted to check.
So I rolled a
Um,
6 plus a 5, which is
11.
14.
And then you rolled a 1 on the d6. Did you say?
No, I rolled a 4 on the d6.
You rolled a 4 on
Why
the
am
d6, so
I-
that's 18 total damage.
Yeah.
Has the thing moved
What?
yet?
No, it hasn't. It's not its turn yet.
Yeah, no.
You okay there?
Yeah, just maths.
You rolled. So you did 18 damage, and you get a plus 4 to your AC until the end of your until the start of your next turn.
Okay, and I already had a plus 2 from Theodore?
So yeah, you've got a
One from
total
Theo.
on top of your flat AC. You've got a total of
Yeah.
plus 6 because you got a plus 1 from Theodore and a plus
Oh,
1 from Peter.
Cool.
So right now your AC is 20.
Nice.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Constance is unhittable.
I mean,
Constance
Peter
is like
has an
Belmont.
AC of 19 before any bonuses. Right now, Peter has an
Jesus.
right now Peter has an AC of 21.
My God.
Plus shield.
Plus, if you cast shield, yeah. Right. So that was minus 18 is that many. Okay.
How's he
And-
looking? Is he looking crumbly yet?
He is bloodied. You would know that. He's looking crumbly. That bit that that Theodore healed, you just smacked all those bits away before they could fully heal back up. With the flat of your sword, just scattering them across the forest floor, and a delicious puff of dust. Right. Okay. And next up, if that's everything from Constance, is going to be the gingerbread golem. And the gingerbread golem is gonna make Constance pay.
Quick question.
You.
Yeah.
Oh.
With reactions, can I wait until after dice are rolled to state what reaction I'm going to do? Or would you like me to state?
I believe so.
Okay.
It depends on the thing you're trying to do.
Exactly. So I have multiple reactions that do
Yeah.
different things. So I want to see what the number is.
If the thing states that you
prior
need to declare it before you know the roll, then you need to do it before you know the roll. If it doesn't state that, you're fine.
Cool.
Okay, that is gonna beat your AC, Constance. That is a 24 to hit.
Oh, fuck you.
I
Can
apologize.
I use protection imposed disadvantage?
You can. That is your reaction, by the way. I rolled higher, so that's still gonna hit.
Ah.
Dang.
I apologize.
No,
Right,
it's
that is 8, 7 plus 9. Is 13 points of bludgeoning damage to you, Constance. And it's... You really did a number on it, so it's going to swing at you again. That's a nat 1.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
So you, it just... As you knock that bit on, it just backhands you with its giant golem... With its giant gingerbread fist. Just so much power on that one attack that on the follow through with its second, it just swings clear. As in your defensive stance from your flourish, you just nimbly dodge out the way of it. I'm gonna say with that nat 1 and that follow through from the nat 1, I'm gonna have him move. So roll the d8 damage from Boom Blade.
Cool. Does it get double for the crit?
Fuck it, yeah.
Thank you very much. That is 5 double to 10.
10 damage. Okay. This thing is not looking happy. As much as it can do, as the only facial features it has is 2 slight divots where you imagine eyes would be.
Does this thing have blind sight?
You don't know.
It's a cookie. I don't think it's sight
No,
works in the same
yeah.
way.
If you want a visual idea of what it looks like, imagine the clay golem but gingerbread
Cookie.
coloured.
Cookie.
Yeah.
Cookie.
Cookie.
Right. Okay. So that's its turn as it failed its second attack, and it's taken that damage from Booming Blade. Then it's going to be Peter's turn.
Coolio.
This thing is not looking good.
Real delicious right now.
It is looking tasty. It's going to be good eating after this.
If
Milk all round.
If I physically
No, you need to be
move
attacked
it-
by a milk golem.
Sorry to keep asking questions, but if I physically move this with a shove,
Yep.
would all 3 of my allies get attacks of opportunity?
No, unfortunately not. I used to think it would do, and I thought it would be
Yeah.
really cool because that would be really cool for synergy
Like
reasons.
team-
But
yeah.
unfortunately, no. It has to voluntarily move out of your space.
Okay, no worries. Cool. In which case, I'm going to do another booming blade attack.
Okay. By the way, the movement it did that activated Booming Blade, it doesn't actually move out of its space, so it didn't move out of
Yeah.
your things. I'm just doing that as a penalty of the net 1 it rolled.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you.
Cool. That's going to hit 15 plus 5. I like
Yep.
these other dice.
Yep, those are doing
Maybe
good for
should
you.
use
Right.
exclusively those.
However, on the perception check, I did roll a nat 1, so it was
You did.
20, then a 1. So
Well, that just means they're balanced.
Yeah. yeah.
Right. So yeah, roll your damage.
That's better. 5 plus 3 is 8.
8 points of damage as you swing at it with your longsword, or arming sword, or
And
whatever it is
then
you
I will
use.
bonus action help. Theodore, you're out of spell slots, isn't you? So Bina.
So you're going to bonus action help Bina, okay. And then if that's everything, it's going to go back
Yep.
to Taiyari.
All right. With that, I am gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and make another arrow attack because that's what I got on the ATM. Let's see here. That is a 13 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay, I'm barely hitting. What's up? I'm over here.
That's 4
And-
over its AC. You're good.
Ooh, that's high damage. Okay, I rolled an 8, a 6, and a 3. It's 14, 17 plus 4, 21 points of piercing damage. to
21
its
points
left
of damage.
kneecap.
Oof. And yeah, you just see as an arrow sprouts out of its other kneecap, dealing 21 points of damage. This thing is now considered fucked. It is below 10 hit points.
Let's see here, but that is going to be my whole turn because that's
Gonna
all
be your
my
whole
stuff.
turn. Okie
Go ahead, pass the
dokie.
turn.
Right, then next up is going to be Bina and Theodore.
Oh no, I realized I still have sorcery points. So woo! But I may not need them.
Yay! You wanna go
Yay!
first or
No, you go.
okay?
This thing is barely struggling to hold its form right now. There is bits of cookie and gingerbread just falling off of it. It's just
I like
trying to
to-
hold itself together.
Peter
Come
is
That just
helping
happened
me,
in
right?
character.
Peter is helping me.
Yep, I'm helping.
So in her corporeal form, you hear kind of Bina's voice get a little deeper and a little bit strange. And she's gonna look at you and she's gonna say, "Sorry, but look into this." And she's gonna thrust her candle at you. Do you
Okay.
get it?
Make a
Yeah,
wisdom
I'm
saving throw.
helping.
No, I'm not using it for this.
Oh, okay.
This is flavoring.
All right. Okay, sorry.
So do you look into the candle?
Yep.
Okay, as he looks into the candle, Bina's going to extend her arm and she's going to cast Toll the Dead on the golem. And the death that Peter has seen during the war, those people are going to rise up and they're going to attack the golem.
Holy crap.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ, it's fucking
Cool.
dark.
With your radiant soul damage, I will say you have enough to finish this thing off, but you can roll the damage if you want to.
Okay, it does need to make a wisdom. The golem needs to make a wisdom save.
Right, yes, it does.
Or it doesn't matter.
Right, what's your saving throw? What's your save
That
DC,
would
rather?
be good for me to know. My spell save DC is 14.
It does not succeed.
Okay, great. Well, that's 7 plus 4.
Okay, describe how you destroy this gingerbread man.
So as Peter is looking into the flame, reflected in Peter's eyes is just the flame. I'm not even really sure. You might see what's happening, but it's just soldiers, just tons of soldiers. And it is necrotic damage, but the soldiers themselves are not like green or black. They're like pure white light, and they just descend like Lord of the Rings undead soldiers descend on this golem and just take it to the ground.
And yeah, and
That's
all these
fucking sick.
radiant soldiers just burst forth from the candle and just each grab a single chunk of gingerbread and bring it down as they sink into the ground, one after the other, until there is nothing left of the gingerbread man. And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
I hate it here. I hate it here. I hate it here.
How long
Burrty,
were
I'll
you
be
waiting
leaving
for
the
that?
show right now.
I understand.
How
I'll
long?
be leaving.
I understand. Thank you for sticking out this long. Okay, and we are going to end our initiative there. We're going to come out of initiative as the gingerbread man lies in a pile of crumbles around you. What's crumbs? That's what I'm looking for. Crumbs at your feet. Constance, you go?
What time of day is it?
It's midnight.
It's very
Okay.
late.
Why?
Because my dress is now gone, so.
Yeah, I'd say, and as the gingerbread man falls to the ground, Constance's dress fades away, and underneath, you see instead there is a green gambazon. Do you want to describe it, Constance?
It's a green. It's a green padded gambazon. It comes up and there's like a slight like mandarin collar, and then has leather buckles going down the center. It goes past her waist to like mid thigh and has that kind of like, it's like that tabard skirt kind of thing with a belt at the waist pulling it in, and then it goes down onto navy like pants, and then like knee-high like riding boots, and her wings are just sticking out the back.
That's what dresses normally like.
Oh, shit.
Like you normally look like, not in a ball gown. And she's just holding a sword still.
Been many costume changes so far today.
I think this
I
has
would-
been the first one.
I would also say probably at this point, the spell from Constance would have faded on Peter. I mean, how long did you cast it for, Constance?
It only would have been for like an hour.
Yeah, so
so
that's
well
definitely
over.
that's long since faded.
Coolio.
Okay.
Oh, and just a fun flavor thing, Constance's hair immediately frizzier as well from where Jesselyn had like smoothed it and curled it. It's now like just a bit fluffy.
Right. So
Nice.
yeah, you guys now just in the cool night air with the full moon gazing down at you, and the faint scent of gingerbread on the air.
You know, I didn't think that it was actually real. I mean, but this was 10 times scarier than what I had previously experienced.
Wasn't that what you said you was going to use to distract the guards? Did you conjure something for real?
Think so?
No, it came from far away. Look at the tracks it left.
You see there is a ginger crumb trail leading into the forest in the direction of Storybrook.
Don't
I don't
cookies
know.
have to be baked?
Yeah, I remember this being a thing.
Well, I assume
20.
someone made it.
That's really dangerous to have tromping around in the woods.
Should we,
Into the woods.
into the woods?
Fuck up.
He's gonna
Every
Shut
fucking
the
time.
fuck up.
Jason's gonna get down on one knee and just pick up a crumb and just like look at it. Is it? Do you think?
Oh, that
Edible?
feels. Oh, I don't know about that.
Spit, spit on the nose.
It smells good. It smells like good, pretty fresh baked gingerbread.
Did anyone else bring some food?
I hunt for my meals.
It might be worth bringing with us.
We did hunt this.
It
I'd
feels
pick up a
so
chunk and like
weird.
Ah,
Like
freshly
tasted?
hunted
Oh.
gingerbread. Good catch
Family,
this
I've
morning.
returned.
I mean, you're making fun of me, but that's what just happened. That's what just happened.
Yeah, we should take this with us, probably.
This is gonna be difficult to take with you unless you fashion some sort of sack for it.
A sack of gingerbread.
Just
Does it
gingerbread
have
crumbs.
gingerbread?
Sorry?
Does it have gumdrop buttons?
No.
Not the
Damn it!
There's no gumdrop buttons. There's no icing. There's nothing that would seem to decorate any of this gingerbread. It just seems like this. Yeah.
We need to do like a Shrek watch along at the end of this fucking campaign.
Uh huh.
Not the gumdrop buttons.
I would just. No, I was just imagining Jason Statham taking down this gingerbread and saying, "Tell the Muffin Man." Get that window."
I wonder
I was
where
just gonna put her sword away and then just look at everyone else and go, well, I'm going back to bed. See you all in the morning.
Good night. Sleep tight.
Good night.
It's your watch, Peter.
And I'm gonna go over and also go to sleep.
Thanks.
You take it.
I mean, he's frustrated.
Oh.
Okay. And if everyone is retiring to bed, if no one has anything else they want to do, Bina?
Bina's gonna rip off a small piece of fabric off her pants hem, and she's gonna fashion a small little bag, and she's gonna put like a couple of pieces of gingerbread in there and tie it up.
Okay. Then you do so. And if there's nothing else, then that's where we're going to end our session for today. I will say the rest of the night passes without incident. You guys finish your long rest, and we will rejoin the party in the morning.
Thank God.
We fought a gingerbread man.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise, Papa Cheese.
Okay. Thank you for joining us,
yeah.
everyone.
Thank you.
We are gonna go back around the group and say all who we are. Aaron, you wanna go first?
Hi, I am Aaron, also known as Obsidian Olive. I play Taiyari here, but I also run our other major campaign that just returned, Dungeons and Demigods: A New Home. It's
Dungeons
on
and Demigods.
Wednesdays at 4:30 p.m. Or no, 4 p.m. PST. We fixed that. 4 p.m. PST. At 7 p.m. EST. Midnight GMT. We have a lot of time that we have to keep track of, so we're gonna just start picking one and then making you convert it on your own. But we run a Percy Jackson style D&D game over there, and some of these people are also in that game, and some of them are not, even though they're really, really cool people and I like them a lot. But yeah, that's what we do. I think that's all I have to announce right now.
Okay. Hex.
Who
are you? What do you do?
I'm a Hex. I play Dungeons and Dragons. I play Dungeons and Dragons here. I also play Dungeons and Dragons at a Nat 20 show. That's the thing that happens Sundays and Tuesdays. Tuesdays is more like sci-fi. It's not Dungeons and Dragons. It's run in the 90s, which is it's another game. It's a role-playing game. I don't know what the game is called because I'm not in it. Sorry.
Cool. Immy.
Hi, I'm Immy. You can find me at Immy Claire on all relevant social medias. I am here every Saturday playing Constance, and I'm also here every Wednesday playing Burrty Scott, a Hunter of Artemis demigod. Fun time. Check me out. It's fun.
Kenna.
Kenna.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Kenna. It is Miss Saoirse on all relevant social medias, including the Tick of the Talks, even though I have not posted in a hella long time. But you can always find me right here on This Show is a Mimic, because I love it here, and these are the best people I know.
Oh.
Val.
Hello, I'm Val from your latest nightmare. Good to see you again. I'm the Nerdy Niffler on the Twitter, the TikTok, and the Instagram. I'm so glad that's catching on. I've been slowly infecting everyone's brains with that for months. You can find me here on Saturdays and also Wednesdays on the show's Mimic for Dungeons and Demigods, where I play a daughter of Hecate, Sid Young, who is doing so well with this trauma-filled group. So good.
I didn't knock her sister unconscious in the first session.
The
Definitely
first
not.
session. Literally the first
Definitely
session.
not.
How quickly can we kill another sibling?
No!
Okay, and I am Burrty the Bard, your Dungeon Master, also known as Burrty the Bard on most social medias, except for the Insta of Grams, where I am Barnes Film and Photo. And I am the Dungeon Master here on What's My Table, and I play Cadmus Mortimer on Dungeons and Demigods on Wednesdays, and that is about all the places you can find me on the internet at the moment. And yeah, right. So do we want to raid some people? Who's alive right now? Who's alive?
Grim is up right now.
Cool.
I think it's Grim,
Is
so
it-
I'll
is
go ahead
that
and
it?
set us to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'll go
think-
set us to raid Grim.
Terrific. Thank
To
you very
Grim.
much.
All right, I'm gonna hit it right now. You guys ready?
Let's go.
We're gonna
I'm
start the
ready!
countdown. Starting the countdown. It's
Hey!
What's going on?
We're not raiding.
Oh,
Wait, there we go.
It was a countdown. That's why I said.